Degnan Axelberg, he was our JV quarterback here when I was here 2 years ago, and he's a tough little kid. He gives it everything he's got, and he's pretty tough.
So West Bladen getting ready here, setting the ball up. We've got number 14 will be the kickoff. West Columbus is going to run back deep. It's going to have Anthony Davis. And number 26, Chris Thompson, will be the two men back with number 7, Fred Evans in the middle. That's going to be a short one. Landing out of bounds at the 25, so they'll start off on the 35-yard with 1st and 10. Has the offense changed a lot, Coach Williamson, since with Mark Little? Are y'all doing a lot of the same?
Last year, Mark was pretty much a T man, and this year I understand he's changed to the I, so he's having to adjust to his personnel, which good coaches do, and they adjust to what personnel they got, and he feels better than the I than he did out of the T.
Yeah, it looked you just saw more, and second year's got to be easier than your first, but you saw a lot more comfortableness looking in the West offense last week, and that's a brand new quarterback, so there's going to be a little bit of learning curve in there, but they really looked good. So in the backfield, we've got number 21, Roston Bromell. Deep back, we've got 42, Josh Tart, and next to him, 44, Adrian Bowie. So Axelberg looks it over, scans the defense, gets ready, sets. Everybody's down. The ball snapped. The ball's loose, but it's picked up, and the play will be whistled down. Let's see, we've got a penalty, probably procedure. See if they're going to pick that one.
West Columbus is coming out in the power I tonight with one split in, and going to be power football, it looks like, here for a while.
So that call was offsides on West Bladen, so we're looking at 1st and 5. Ball's on the 40-yard line of West, and it's 11:53 into the first quarter. So Axelberg checks, looks over the West Bladen defense, gets everybody set, still in the same setup. That one's going to also go to number 42, and he's going to break it out, and he's loose. He gets the number 3 for West Bladen. That was Stephen McDonald, big saving tackle, because there was nobody past him if he was to get around number 3 there. So big run by number 42, Josh Tart, as he takes it all the way down to West Bladen's 45-yard line with 11:42 here in the first quarter.
Josh kind of broke that to the outside some. It was supposed to go in the middle, but he seen the hole to the outside, and he managed to find a good gap in the outside.
Can you coach that, or is that just natural ability?
That's just natural.
So we got a 1st down and 10 here. Degner under center, looks, and he's going to hand that one off to, that would be Thompson, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage there for no gain on that one. So they were ready for Thompson as he came straight into the line. So we're looking at 2nd and 10. Ball still on the 45-yard line of West Bladenboro. So here comes Axelberg. He's coming in with the play. Going to still have Bromell. Still going to have Tart in the backfield. The huddle is break. 51. Byron McNeely comes up under center. Axelberg slowly comes up, scans the defense. He's got his 3-back set. Still has Bowie to the far right. Looks under center, sets. The ball snapped, and that's going to be a pitch back to 21, Bromell. Bromell cuts left, trips over his own man, but he's still up. But I don't think he's going to get away from that one, and that's going to be a big loss.
Ran to the strong formation of West Bladen side. They're running a 52 defense with a monster on the side, and they ran right into the strength of West Bladen's defense at that particular play. West Columbus still lines up in the power I, trying to power football.
That's going to be an 8-yard loss on that play, and that should bring up 3rd and or 2nd and about 18. So we'll see what West dials up out of this one. Still going to run that 3-back set.
Power I.
Here we go. Axelberg scans over, looks, sets, ball snapped, and that one's going to go back for a pass. He's going to roll, look down deep to the right. He's going for number 85, and it is intercepted by number 2, Malcolm Vaught.
Out of bounds.
And that one will be too much.
The interception was made, but it was made out of bounds, so they'll bring it back to their line of scrimmage, and it should be 4th down.
The ball is on the West Columbus 47-yard line. 4th down and 15, so I believe we will see Tanner Daniels come out and punt this one. Tanner Daniels is hollering out the commands as they try to get set.
Looks like West Bladen might be coming to block. They got all 10 on the line. And
only body back is number 3, Stephen McDonald. So Tanner Daniels has warned him. The snap is good. The punt is off. It's a high one. Not too awful deep, and looks like that'll go dead roughly on the 34-yard line, and there's a flag on the play. So we will wait to see what that's all about. And so that one looks, from where that's at, about a 20-yard punt. So let's see what we got here. Haven't seen the call yet. They're discussing it over in the middle field. Tonight's officials is referee Ken Winley, umpire Pete Jones, linesman Al McCrae, line judge Dean Tipton, and back judge Ronnie Sampson. Let's see here. We got a personal foul, and that'll be on West Bladen. So that should mark it back and take it back another 15 yards, and we're looking at about a start on the 20-yard line for West Bladen on their own 20. 9 minutes and 30 seconds here remain in the first quarter. The score is 0-0. West Bladen is now getting the ball for the first time, and we will get to see how offensively they set up. So their quarterback, number 8, Colby Lewis.
They come out in a spread formation with trips to the right.
That's going to be a sweep with number 2. And he's to the 30, to the 35, and down to the 37-yard line. So a 17-yard run by Malcolm Bott.
We got a flag.
And that one may come. There were some big holes. Let's see when that's in the backfield.
They ran the Jets sweep motion to the trip side, so to the wide side of the field. I reckon they were working the right wide side, but they have a penalty here, and we'll see what that does with the ball.
Holding. So that's going to take that one back.
West Columbus is coming out in a 4-4 look up front. 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers across. Then, of course, when they go to the spread, West Columbus has to come out of their 4-4 natural look that they want to run all year long and go to like a 4-3 look that covers the trips out on the side. So that's going to be interesting to see through the night how West Bladen attacks the 4-3 defense with the run.
So we're going to have first down again. It should be 1st and 19. The ball is on the 11-yard line of West Bladen after a holding penalty roughly at the 21. So ball is snapped, and that'll also be swept, right? But this time with number 4, Trevor Lassane, and he's going to be brought down on the 21 after a gain of 10.
West Bladen came out in a double wing set then, like the double wing T, and ran an identical play out of the double wing with the jet sweep formation coming.
So not too bad for first down. You get the penalty yards back, and it's kind of like starting even there. So 2nd and 10. Ball's on the West Bladen 21-yard line. It's 8 minutes and 50 seconds here remaining in the first quarter. As number 8, Colby Lewis for West Bladen scans it. He's going to send 22 in motion. I believe we're going to have a procedure penalty.
West Columbus still in the 4-4, and West Bladen seems to be attacking it on the outside more than they are inside right now. I have not seen West Bladen run a play in the middle of the field yet. Every play's been wide to the sidelines.
So that one's going offsides on West Columbus, so that's going to give West Bladen 5 of those yards back and bring up a 2nd and 5 from the 26-yard line here with 8:38 remaining in the first quarter. So Lewis is scanning over West. He's got everybody set, sends 22 in motion, handed off to 22, sweeps to his left as he turns the corner, one to beat, and does not. Good tackle by Johnny McFadden, number 12, on the far side of the field. But that should easily move the chains and bring up first down and 10.
West Bladen must see a little weakness on the outside there in that 4-4 defense, because every play that they've run tonight has been wide to the sidelines. It's interesting to see what they're going to do in the middle here in a few minutes.
Yeah, you are definitely right. They've had some good success on taking it to the sideline and getting it turned upfield. So the ball is on the 36-yard line of West Columbus. It's 1st and 10, 8 minutes and 21 seconds here in the first quarter. We've got Colby Lewis up under center. Waits for the line to set, sends number 2 in motion. And that one will be handed up the middle for no gain. So number 24 got that handoff, and they were ready for that one. But I believe we got a player down, looks like.
West Bladen's coming out in a different formation that time. They came out in a end-over formation, which is almost like an unbalanced line. They take their tight end and move over to the side with the tight end's on, and it's an unbalanced line situation. And I hadn't noticed how West Columbus has made the adjustment at that yet, but they're running an unbalanced line out of the wing, double wing.
So right now we're in a little breather. West Columbus has a man down on the field. And I can see the number. I'll let you know. Never did get him to set up, but they're dealing with him, and we're looking at a little break. So it's 0-0 right now. There's 8 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the first quarter. West Bladen has the ball on their own 38-yard line, and this is their first possession. West moved the ball a little bit, but had to end up punting, and that's where we are so far, as West Columbus is working with. Pretty sure I think we've got 74 Harley Johnson. That's who it looks like that they're working for, but he's getting ready to get up and walk off on his own power. So that's always something you want to see. One of your big guys, or any of your guys, get up and go off on his own. So hopefully maybe it's a cramp, wind knocked out of him, and nothing major. But 74 is walking off, and that will bring up 2nd down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 9. So the first time we see it go up the middle, that time just wasn't much there. They were ready for it, and so Colby Lewis sets. And this time he's going to go straight back up the middle again to 24. And he gets the ball to the 47-yard line before he is brought down. And that'll be good. Down. So that will move the chain. So a little more luck running up the middle the second time around, as that one was good for 10. And we'll have 1st and 10.
West Bladen continues to run that unbalanced formation with the end over out of the double wing. Makes you make an adjustment on your defense a little bit, and brings a man over strong to the right side.
Sends number 4 in motion, but that's up to 24. 24 is back up the middle, and he's going to get all the way down to the 44-yard line of West Columbus before he is brought down. That is 44 is Ed Owens for 24. We don't have a name on him.
He made a good hard run then. He got hit at the line of scrimmage and still managed to pick up 9 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was hard right up the middle. And 2nd and 1 we're looking at with 7 minutes and 21 seconds here in the first quarter. It is still scoreless here at Viking Stadium in Cerro Gordo, as West Bladen is having success on offense moving the ball down the field. This had gotten all the way back to their own 11, but they've worked it all the way up to the 44 of West Columbus.
They come out in a balance formation now with a split end to the left and the double wing. They back balance this time.
Sends 25 in motion. 25 is going to get it. He's going to try to turn the corner, and he cuts up the middle to the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. So that was – got no name on him. So that'll be enough for a 1st down, and those chains will move as the ball's on the 39-yard line of West Columbus with 6 minutes and 49 seconds here in Viking Stadium. The score is at 0-0. So here comes Vaught in with the play. He gives the play over to Lewis. Lewis sends his men up to the huddle as West gets ready to get set on the line. Lewis scans the defense. Gets set. Looks. Sends 22 in motion. And that one's going to be switched up and handed off to number 2. 2's up all the way in the middle, and he is down to the 20, about the 19-yard line before he is brought down.
That was a nice little counter play there. They brought the jet motion back across that they've been doing so successful with tonight, and they faked to the jet back and came back with a counter back to the weak side. That was a good call.
So that one's good for almost 20. Or I'm sorry, right at 20 on that one. So the 20-yard line, the ball sits. 1st and 10, 6 minutes and 12 seconds left. West Bladen has moved the ball fairly consistently down the field. Lewis Scans has the ball set, sends in motion number 4, but that one's going to be handed back to 22. 22 is going to cut up the middle, and he will be brought down. That was Daquan Lennon. He'll be down on the 14-yard line of West Columbus, so good for 5.
West Bladen ran the same play. They ran the counter to the right previous play, and they came right back with the counter back to the left out of the fake motion, and that's a good misdirection play for football. That was a good call again on misdirection.
So here comes West Bladen up to the line. Lewis looks left and right, gets set. The ball is set, and motion goes 4, and that one's up the middle, but not.
A good defensive effort by West Columbus there. They had everybody around the football and stopped them pretty well without much of a gain on 2nd down. So that was a good defensive effort on West Columbus's part.
Yeah, real good stop there to send it to 3rd down and 4 with 4 minutes and 58 seconds here in the first quarter. We are still scoreless. We've seen a variety of plays West Bladen has thrown off offensively. They'll mix it up from both sides. They'll go wide. They'll come up the middle. They have no passes, though. I think we may see one of them soon. There's the handoff sweep going right. Number 2 is working his way to the corner post, and he is in for 6.
There's that formation again. They were unbalanced to the right with the end over, and kind of gives you an extra blocker on that side of the field if the defense don't make an adjustment on it, and they ran the jet sweep for a successful touchdown. That's they still run into the unbalanced side a lot, so that's a good formation to be in. And a lot of teams early in the season have not made an adjustments on defense to handle that kind of unbalanced line. But it's a good call, good run.
So 14-yard touchdown by number 2, Malcolm Vaught, and we're at 6-0 right now. Waiting the extra point as number 14 lines up. Lewis has it down. The kick is up, and it is good. 4 minutes and 33 seconds remaining here. West Bladen takes the first score and has a 7-0 lead over the home team Vikings.
That was a good drive by West Bladen. They moved the ball, had a couple penalties to start out with, that got them in the hole, and they came back through it and just took the ball and moved it right down the field on West Columbus.
Yeah, it would be easy. You take a penalty on the kickoff. You take a penalty on 1st down. When you start heading backwards, especially at that end of the field, it's easy to get frustrated on there, but they turned it around and took it 89 yards for the score with a 14-yard touchdown run, and it was a very smooth-moving run there. We have an update here. In East Bladen, we have White Bulls got a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. So hopefully throughout the night we will have scores. Mr. Franklin Davis helps us to stay caught up, and Kelly Jones keeps everybody intact. He always gets us as many of the scores as we can. So number 14 getting ready to kick off to West Columbus and stretching out as West has got their 3 set back. We've got all the way back Fred Evans, and then we've got the 2 men on the side. But that one's going to be fairly short and taken by Anthony Davis at the 27, and he's going to be able to get it up to the 32-yard line. Well, we've got a little break in the action. With us tonight, Kelly Jones, as always, is doing several jobs, and our principal, Nikki Hobbs, is down on the TriCaster and switcher. We've got 3 of our students. We've got 2 brand-new 9th grade students. We've got Natalie Razzo, and we've got T.R. McKinney's. So we have those 2 on camera, and then Allegra Diaz is up top with us. She has been with us for other games. And then 2 of Southeastern's helps with us tonight. We've got Anthony and Eric helping out from the college end. So and love having the help of Coach Williamson in here with me to help me get through here in the booth, so it's always good to have. Degner's going to hand that one off to number 21, Bromell, and he's going to sweep to the left, get a gain of 3, but there's a flag down as he was tackled on the 35-yard line.
West Columbus came out in a straight T with 2 split ends that time, so they've changed their offensive formation since the first series too. It's interesting to see what Coach Little has been a straight T man all of his life, and I see he's back in straight T in this series. It's going to be interesting to see.
So I'm waiting on the. Yeah, I know last year was. He kept the same formation pretty well all season long when we got to see him. So that was going to be a face mask. That one's good for. That one takes it up 5 more. So we'll have 1st and 10. No, 15, all the way up to the 50. So 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. West Columbus ball, 4:18 remaining here in the first quarter. It's a 7-0 lead, West Bladen over West Columbus. But West Columbus has moved the ball up to the 50, and that'll be a handoff. Switch to number 26, Thompson, and he's going to be met right at the 49. So that'll be good for about a gain of 1 on that one.
That was the counter play out of the straight T where the 2 backs lead left and they counter and come back to the right. And West Bladen was ready for that play, it looked like, on defensively. They stayed home on the weak side like they were supposed to and made him right at the line of scrimmage.
And that'll be actually no gain on that one. That ball was back down at the 50, and we're going to be looking at 2nd and 10 with 3 minutes and 37 seconds here in the first quarter. 7-0 West Bladen. Axelberg has the play. Sends number 51, Byron McNeely, up to the line. And Axelberg steps back to scan the defense to see.
West Bladen still into 52.
And Axelberg's going to drop back, going to throw a quick pass out to the right, and that'll be caught by number 11, Anthony Davis, at the 45-yard line, and that'll be good for. That one come out.
He stripped him of the ball when he was coming down. It was a catch, and then the defensive man stripped him of the ball before he went down on the dirt. So West Bladen will take over on about the 45, on their 45.
So quick turn of plays. West runs 2 quick ones, but West Bladen will take the ball away, and they will have it on their own 44 with 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. West Bladen has a 7-0 lead over West Columbus. Kobe Lewis comes back out and has his men set as he looks over the defense of West.
A double wing formation. Here comes the motion.
And he's going to pass for the first time tonight. Drops back, is going to throw a long one. Number 6, and it is going to be short, actually hitting number 11, Anthony Davis, almost in the back. So a little bit short on that one, intended for Tavion Graham.
That was good coverage in the secondary. Well, he had him beat, but he caught up with him and made a great recovery on the long pass route, and West Columbus had good coverage in the secondary. Ball was just a little bit underthrown.
So we're looking at 2nd and 10 now. Ball will be still on the West Bladen 40, 44 and a half. 2 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the first quarter. West Bladen holds on to a 7-0 lead right now over West Columbus here at Cerro Gordo. Lewis is set, looks it over, sends number 4 in motion, and flags are on the field. So we'll see what we got as they straighten this one out. And that's going to be offsides on West Columbus, so that's going to move it 5 more yards and bring up 2nd down and 5 instead of 2nd and 10. Ball will now be on the West Bladen 40, 49 and a half. Is it hard to stay when you're running that sweep? Is that just, does that little bit throw your defense off trying to get settled?
Yeah, when you see the motion man coming, a lot of times the defensive player will react a little bit quicker than he normally does, and that's a good play by West Columbus there to stop him and on the fullback dive.
So 24 handoff straight up, but West has done an exceptional job tonight with that up the middle. They have stopped almost every one of them.
Yeah, West Bladen's been pretty successful outside on their counters and their jet sweeps, and but as a coach, you have to mix it up a little bit and keep everybody honest. And they're doing a good job of changing up their plays on West Bladen, going inside and outside.
Big third down, 3rd and 5, balls on the 49.5 of West Columbus. Lewis up under center, sends 22 in motion. 22 is going to get it. It's going to sweep to the left, and he is still on his feet, but stopped well short of the first down.
West Columbus continues to play the 4-4, and they were pretty successful on the outside wing there. The outside linebacker filled in and done a great job on this jet sweep action out of it, and maybe Coach Little and his staff has made a little adjustment during the first quarter to stop the jet sweep because they looked very good on it then.
Yeah, that was that's the best defensive stand they've had on that sweep tonight, and I hope you're right. I hope they've got that one ironed out. But we're looking at 1 yard, so 4th and 1. Ball is on the 47.5-yard line of West Columbus.
Kind of a big call here for West Bladen.
It is.
Midfield going forward on 4th down.
So Lewis looks and sets. Going to run 3 backs. And that one's going to number 4. And a big, huge tackle by number 44, Adrian Bowie. Drops him for a 3-yard loss. And it's a turnover on downs. How big is that?
Oh, that was a tough call for West Bladen. Adrian Bowie came through from the linebacker position on the blitz, and it didn't look like anybody picked him up at all, and he was in the backfield by the time the handoff was there. And that was a great call defensively, but a little questionable call there on 4th down at midfield, especially with the game 7-0. And
yeah, that one's 2.5-yard loss on that play, and I didn't even see him get through the line. Next thing I knew, he was tackling the guy, and that's quick.
He came from his linebacker position on the blitz, and he came straight through.
So 1 minute, 13 seconds remaining here. 7-0 lead of West Bladen. West Columbus back in control, and we've got movement on the line. So on the 50, it's 1st and 10, and we will wait to see these flags get straightened out here. And yeah, that's just a tough place to be. You're right in the middle, and it's 1 yard, but still, that's good field position. You're turning over. And that'll be a false start, so that's going to send West back 5 yards and bring up 1st and 15 and put them on their own 45-yard line for first down.
Yeah, that's a tough thing about playing early in the season. You know, you're trying to get your offense and defense set, and usually in your first few games you kind of live with a few penalties, but things that's got to be worked out as the year progresses. You can't keep jumping off sides offensively, especially when you know when the count is.
So they're set. I'll get it out here in a minute. Axelberg hands off, but that one's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. Bromell is brought down, and it'll be 2nd down and 15 with just under a minute left here in the first quarter. West Bladen 7, West Columbus 0.
West Columbus came back with the counter play out of the straight tee. They still in straight tee for this series, and they came out of a counter play, and West Bladen met him at the line of scrimmage and took for a loss almost. So big play here.
Yeah, 2nd and 15. It's you want to get back. You'd like to see at least half of them come back on this play and make 3rd down somewhat manageable. So Axelberg's up under center, scans the defense, gets set. Everybody's ready. Here comes the snap, and he's going to roll, and he's going to call his own number as he goes up, and he is on the loose and hit hard for about a 1-yard gain. So just about 10 seconds left. That should run this first quarter out. We will start the second quarter with a 3rd down and 14. West will have the ball on their own 46-yard line.
Looked like West Columbus was going to fake the counter play then and call the quarterback keeper, and a little bit slow developing there, and West Bladen's defense had a chance to react to it.
Yeah, I thought he had it. From up here, the holes can close quickly, but it looked like there was a gap in front of him. It looked like he was going to pull that off for at least 5, but that hole closed very, very quick. And they were on top of that one. So what's the most memorable game in your career that if you could name one?
Oh, that's a tough question. We've had some good ones here. Of course, when you were at West Columbus, it was always great to beat the rival over in the Wolfpack from Wideville, and we had the opportunity to do that a few times here at West Columbus, and those bring back memories. And then back in '94, we beat West Brunswick here to tie for the conference championship. that was back when we went to 2A, 3A lead, and there was West Brunswick was 3A, and West Columbus and Wyville were 2A, and we had a three-way tie. All three of us finished 8-2 for the season, and beating West Brunswick that night here was a big memory for us to win the conference championship, and that might have been the last conference championship the West Columbus has won in football in '94. So that was a good memory and good years. And
now, did I hear you? You said y'all were 3A?
No, West Brunswick was 3A.
They were 3A, okay.
And Wyville and West Columbus were 2A at the time. And that's when they started that split conference, putting different classifications in. And we were 8-2 and didn't make the playoffs. And the way the Athletic Association works the system now, you can be 2-8 and go to the playoffs. But we had a good football team to sit home with that year. It was had a great group of kids, and just a disappointing year to go 8-2 and not get to the state playoffs.
Yeah, that's tough there. And so getting ready to set here. If you're just joining us, we are starting the second quarter. It is 7-0 West Bladen over West Columbus. West Columbus has the ball on their own 47-yard line, but they're in about a third and about 14.
West Columbus has come back out in the power I formation again.
See how this goes, and Axelberg's going to drop back pass. Is going to throw it out to Bromell, but it's going to be a little high.
Ooh, he had a lot of running room on this side of the field. Fenton overthrown him. They ran a little fake series to the left and was going to throw a screen back to the right, and he had some open field territory to run if he could have had the completion there, but Axelberg overthrew him.
Judging Degner's expression right now, I'm going to take a guess he'd like to have that ball back in his hands.
Oh, I'm sure.
So we will.
I'm sure Coach Little would love to have it back too.
So Tanner Daniels is dropped back to his 35, and he will get ready to punt. Number 3, Stephen McDonald for West Bladen is set up on his own 21-yard line, and he's waiting to see if they're going to kick direct or put him right or left.
West Bladen's up with 10 on the line again. It looks like they're going to come get it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, there, snap is brought down, and it is up. Line drive, and it will be picked up, and it will not be picked up. It's going to roll all the way back to the 12-yard line and be down there.
That's a little bit of a coach's nightmare there. You want that kid to feel that ball, even if he just drops to a knee with it, because normally every time you don't feel the ball, it'll roll 10 or 15, 20 yards past him, and it puts you in the hole that much further. So.
Yeah, and that one's all the way down, actually, too. I was right. That don't happen very often, but it was down to the 9-yard line, and West Bladen will start there with 1st and 10, 11 minutes and 44 seconds here in the second quarter. They have a 7-0 lead over West Columbus. So I don't know if they've seen any footage from last night, but West did have a few problems with snaps last week, and looks like they're trying to attack that right off the bat. So that's going to be handed up straight up the middle to number 24, and he's going to get about 5 on the play, or 6.
West Brunswick continues to run that motion across, and I reckon they're trying to set up their jet sweep motion again, but that time they faked the jet sweep and came back with the fullback in the middle.
So that's going to give them 2nd and 4, 11 minutes and 23 seconds here in the second quarter. They hold a 7-0 lead over West Columbus, deep in their own territory as the ball is on their own 15-yard line. So here comes number 3 out to the side. Colby sets, looks it over, sends in motion, and that'll be number 24, but another good back tackle. And I believe, again, it's number 44. It is. Number 44, Adrian Bowie, gets in the backfield and drops for a 2-yard loss.
West Bladen tried to come back with the same look again, and West Columbus was ready for it that time. So
that'll bring up it'll give us 3rd and 5 as West Bladen's in the huddle. Big area right here because you're down in their area, 6 yards, 5 yards in between there to go, and got to be very careful on this end of the field. 10 minutes and 20 seconds in the second quarter. West Bladen, that's going to be a handoff, and that'll be swept to number 22. And he's going to turn the corner, still on his feet. He's up to the 40. He's loose to the 50, to the 40. He's just got, then it's loose. The ball's out. It's going to be picked up by 26. Chris Thompson as it goes down at the 22-yard line. 2 big plays in one on that one.
What a play.
You ain't joking. Wow.
Runs out of the hole, hits the sideline, looks like he's about to score, gets stripped of the ball. Ball bounces around, and West Columbus recovers on their own on West Bladen's 20. Heck of a run, but a
wow.
Crazy ending for that play.
Somebody, and I think it was 11. I think it was Anthony Davis came out of nowhere and hit him. That was 20. I've already forgotten now who. I think it was. I am not sure who was running down through there, but the ball pops loose, and right behind him is 26 Thompson to fall on it, and West Columbus will regain it on their own 20-yard line. So
that was a big break for West Columbus right there, and a hard break for West Bladen to have such a great run and then lose it on the circumstances of stripping it at the end.
So Degner up the middle to Bowie, and that one's going to be good for roughly 5. So 2nd and 5 coming. 9 minutes and 53 seconds here in the second quarter. West Bladen still holds on to a 7-0 lead, but we've got a good game brewing out in front of us tonight. So we will await West Columbus to break the huddle as West Bladen is on the line, set. Number 71, DeAndre Powell, is already to the center. Axelberg scans over, looks at the defense ahead of him, sets everybody. The snap is there. The handoff is to number 21, Bromell, and he just doesn't get around the corner. Gets about 1, maybe 2.
West Bladen continues to stay in that 52 look with the monster, and it seems like every time they have a great play is the time that they run to the monster side. The monster is a man that is extra on the side that lines up outside the end, as I call him. If some of you's heard me refer to a monster, and it's a 52 monster is what we used to call it, and it puts you an extra defensive man to that side of the field, and it's been real good for West Bladen.
Yeah, they've had success tonight, and West Columbus in a 3rd and 4 with 9 minutes and 11 seconds. The ball on their own 26-yard line. They're trailing 7-0 to West Bladen, hoping to keep this drive alive after a huge fumble recovery by Thompson, after a huge run by West Bladen.
West Columbus comes out in the power I, hands it to the fullback,
and
nothing there. It's going to be another punting situation for West Columbus.
Josh Tart makes it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So 4th and 4, that should and will bring out Tanner Daniels.
You know, it's kind of funny. When I coached here 2 years ago, Adrian Bowie was my left guard, and Josh Tart was my right guard. And I come back 2 years later, watch them their senior year, and they've moved them to the backfield as running backs. Both of them used to be guards for me 2 years ago. So they were sophomores when they started as sophomores on the offensive line for us, and I reckon they got stronger and bigger and a little faster, and they thought they were running backs, and they've given an opportunity to be a running back.
So everybody's up on the line except number 24. The punt is up, and this time will be caught, and that's number 3 as he fields it at his own 43, and he will be brought down on the 40, right at the 43. So no gain.
That's a great catch right there, because of prior in the game we were talking he didn't catch it, and it rolled 20 yards past him, and for his sake he caught it, and he didn't get no yardage out of it, but at least he didn't get the roll off the ball out of the punt to put him 20 yards deeper.
Right, yeah. I didn't see, but I am pretty sure he took a lecture from somebody on the sideline when he went over after that last punt.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Ball's on the 43-yard line of West Bladen. They have the ball with 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They hold on to a 7-0 lead over West Columbus.
Coming back out into double wing.
There goes 22 in motion, and he will get it, but he is going nowhere. He's going to lose 3 on the play.
Number 30.
West has done well on that play. Did not see who came in, though, and made the
Rakeem
early.
Edie, number 30. He came through the line, looked like he was untouched again to stop the jet motion play.
somewhere West has found in these last few drives, they have found some holes in that offensive line, and they've been able to manipulate them and get in that backfield quite nicely.
Edie's lining up as a defensive tackle down front, so evidently West Bladen must have had some missed assignments there for him to come straight through from the front four to make the tackle, but that was a great job on him to come through.
2nd and 13. West Bladen has the ball on their own 40. There goes 22 in motion, but that'll be handed up the middle to 24, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd and 10. So 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. West Bladen holds on to a 7-0 lead. They do have the ball, but they are in a 3rd down and roughly 10. And they are huddled up to dial this one up. Just under 7 minutes. Ball's on the 43. Lewis looks left and right as he gets his men set, scans over the West defense. Sends 4 in motion, but that one's going a reverse, and that one's coming over to 22 and nowhere. He might get a yard.
Tried to run the counter play back to the weak side again with faking the motion out of the jet sweep. They had success at it a couple times in the first quarter, but West Columbus stepped up on defensively there, so it's going to bring up 4th down now.
So 4th and 8. Ball is on the West Bladen 45-yard line, and West has really stepped up their defense of these switched up runs, and they've been able to shut those sidelines off because those first few drives, they were getting 10 yards a pop on those sideline runs.
West Bladen has decided to punt this one, and similar situation in the first quarter on the 50-yard line, but they're going to punt this time.
So Trevor Lassane set back to punt as West drops 3 back. That one's up, and that one's high. And that one will be going to roll dead on the – yeah, that was dangerous. 19-yard line, that one will be touchdown, and West Columbus will take over there.
You know, as a coach, you tell your players if you're not going to field the football to get away from it, and West Columbus had a couple of kids that were mighty close to that football, and that football bounces crazy on that football field, and all it would have took was just to touch one of the defensive players, and West Bladen could have recovered it and had the ball on about the 20-yard line, but luckily for West Columbus, it didn't touch any of their players.
I got a chance last night to catch a little bit of the Panthers game, and that same play there, a guy was running downfield unaware where the ball was, and unfortunately the ball hit him right in the calf before it hit the ground, and Pittsburgh fell right on it, and I thought I was going to see the same thing there for a minute. Yeah,
we holler from the sidelines as coaches to get away from it, and sometimes you don't know what these 15, 16, 17-year-old kids are thinking when they're on the field. I've had many a thought in my mind in my coaching career, what was he thinking? But as a coach, you have to defend him.
Right.
I always did, and I'm sure these coaches feel the same.
So the ball's on the 19. West takes over on their own. Axelberg back to throw, and that one's going to be to Davis. Davis has passed that guy to the 35, to the 40. He's loose to the 50, to the 40, all the way to the 30, down to the 20. He's looking at the 10,
touchdown.
And he's touchdown scored. Number 2 touchdown of the year for Anthony Davis on a big reception from Degner Axelberg. We saw it last week on a 40-yard pass play, and we saw it tonight on an 81-yard pass play. That's big time. That is big time right there.
That defensive back took a chance. He was going – it was a touchdown if he called it, and it was a touchdown if West Columbus called it. And that defensive back went for the interception and didn't get there quick enough, and West Columbus took it down the sidelines to –
And I'm going to be honest with you, in my mind I was going, oh, my goodness, pick 6.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from up here, but so he made a decision to go for the interception instead of making the tackle, and it paid off for West Columbus.
Big time. Ball's down, and the kick is up, and Tanner, that one, not sure that one. No, that one did not go through. Did somebody get a hand on that one? Not sure on that.
I couldn't see from up here. These.
And the ball just may not have got a good solid foot. I don't know. It just looked like somebody may have distorted the path, but it is now 6 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here at Viking Stadium. The score is 7-6. West Bladen's lead has been cut from 7 to just 1 on a 81-yard touchdown pass play from Degner Axelberg to Anthony Davis. And we are waiting the kickoff to West Bladen.
A little excitement on the West Columbus sidelines over there.
That's got to get you fired up.
Yeah.
That's a big play.
As we spoke, it could have went either way. I was about to think it was going to be an interception for the other end, and
I thought so too.
The defensive back was just a split second getting there too late, and it turned in 6 for West Columbus.
It was one of those where you had almost second look and look to make sure that ball really did get through into the hands there, but well, that was a beautiful play. That's one of those you'll remember for a while.
One more. You got the 10, baby. You got to have one more.
So here we go. West Columbus waiting to kick off. Tanner Daniels on his own 40. West Bladen's going to drop 2 back. Got number 22 and number 3. 22 is Daquan Lennon, and number 3 is Stephen McDonald. He's got everybody set. Sends it in the air. Good line drive kick on the 16. 22 has got the ball Lennon, and he's going straight up the middle to the 40, 50, 40, to the 30. He's going down to the 20. They're going to angle 20 and touchdown. That is an answer.
Oh, what a turnaround. You get the momentum on your side from throwing a touchdown pass, and you come back, and West Bladen runs in the pursuing kickoff back about 80 yards or 70 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, you see an 89-yard touchdown play, and it gets followed by an 84-yard kickoff return. And that was number 22, Daquan Lennon for West Bladen on that big kickoff return, making it 13-6 with 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
I think he was making up for the fumble. I believe that was the kid that fumbled it a while ago after the 60-yard run, so he was paying his teammates back a little effort there for fumble it after the long run, but that was a great run. I don't think anybody from West Columbus put a hand on him.
I don't believe they did. So number 14 is going to go for the extra point. Unfortunately, we do not have a name. The ball is down, the snap is up, line drive, but it is through the middle, and it is now 14-6, West Bladen over West Columbus here at Viking Stadium.
Got a penalty against West Bladen.
So that'll take those points back down, and we will redo it. So they resettle and get back in, everybody back out, and get everybody resituated here. So they're coming. 14 is ready.
I used to hate to see them take the points off the board, but they had to take that one off.
So there was motion on the line, and West Bladen will re-kick. The ball is down, the kick is up, and that one is also through. So the point left, but the point is back. It is now 5 minutes and 55 seconds left here in the second quarter. West Bladen has taken a 14-6 lead over West Columbus.
Boy, that turns your momentum around.
It sure does.
You get excited on the sidelines because you just threw an 80-yard touchdown pass, and you come back and have a 70-yard kickoff return untouched on you. For high school kids, this is a game of momentum, though. If you can keep them up and keep them excited, you're going to be good in the fourth quarter. But in some situations and some games, it's just hard to keep the momentum and the excitement going for kids. And
it is. One thing I really liked on that kickoff, though, he ran north. I mean, he was straight. He didn't go left. He didn't go right. He took it straight up as fast as he could, and through there he went. And that sometimes makes a big difference. So West Bladen getting ready now to kick off to West Columbus. 14 has the ball set up on his 40. Anthony Davis is the far set. He is all the way back on his own 13-yard line. So the ball, they're going to kick to the side, and that one will probably be fielded. I don't know where it went, but it went out at the 37. So about a 10 or 15-yard kick. Good field position for West Columbus as they try to put another one on the board to follow that huge pass play from Axelberg to Davis.
A lot of high school teams have gone to that short punch kick to the sidelines, and you have, as the receiving team, you have to get on it and recover it because they're coming hard down the field to get it, and makes it a tough situation sometimes if that ball bounces a different way and you're not ready for it. And
right.
A lot of times the kicking team can fall on it and recover it and be their ball.
Yeah, because it looks like it's going out of bounds, but if it does take that funny bounce, it's going back to the middle of the field. So the ball will be 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line of West Columbus. They have 5 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They trail 14-6 over visiting West Bladen. If you are just joining in with us here on 89.9 FM WZCO, we have a penalty, delay a game. So that's going to take it back 5. The ball will it'll be now 1st and 15 on the West Columbus 31-yard line.
You always hate to see that. Your first play out of a possession and you get a delay a penalty for it's your first play after change of possession. You got to kind of get your play called early and get your team on the field. But
right.
Again, this is early in the season, and West Columbus comes back out in the power I formation again.
And that's going to be a handoff, and that one's going for – he'll get back up about 3 of them. It'll bring up 2nd down and roughly 12. So still a few yards to make up, and I'm going to put that one – 2-yard gain. The ball's on the 33-yard line. So West will have 2nd and 13. Ball's on their own 33-yard line. And Axelberg's got them huddling.
Okay, I just seen the down marker have 4th down, and I thought I'd slept through a couple of plays and missed a couple here. I was getting ready to hit myself side the head, but it is still 2nd down. And
that one's going to go back, pitch back to Brommel again, and Brommel's trying to turn the corner, but he will not make it. And he will be dropped for a 3-yard loss. And it'll be 3rd down and 16 coming up here.
A little slow developing there. They run the toss sweep out of the I formation. They tossed it to the tailback, and he was running a lot of east and west instead of north and south there. You like to see him when your tailback catches the toss to turn upfield and go north and south, as we used to call it. But he was going to run east to west and tried to outrun everybody, and the pursuit caught up with him.
Ball's there on roughly the 29.5-yard line of West Columbus. They're going to have a 3rd and 16, 15. Going to need a big play here to move those down markers. And Axelberg has broke the huddle. He looks over the defense, and I believe he's going to call. Nope.
He did it last week.
Delay a game, so that one's going to go back 5 more yards, and that's going to set it up on the 24.5-yard line and bring up 3rd down and roughly 20.
Yeah, that's not a good move again, but got to learn to get in and get out. Back into straight T formation.
And he's going
Here comes the counter play.
To Brommel. Brommel's turned up, but it's going to be stopped basically at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be 4th and a long way.
I believe sometimes your running backs think that they can see something outside and the blocking's inside and they're supposed to turn the ball up and go off tackle. And as a young running back, you think you see something outside, and then all of a sudden the defensive backs pursue and catch up with you. And I think that play was supposed to cut up and go off tackle and cut up field. But there again, he was running east and west again instead of north and south.
Yeah, I personally thought he was going to actually go more over to the sideline, but he stopped and cut. But, yeah, whatever was there closed. And Tanner Daniels sets up on his own 11. High snap, but the ball was down, and it'll be a line drive type punt. And number 3 is going to get out of the way and let it roll again. And West is going to get an extra few yards and down it at the 39-yard line of West Bladen. So with 2 minutes and 57 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, West Bladen takes back over on their own 38-yard line, and they hold on to a 14-6 lead over the home team Vikings.
Got a nice roll out of that punt. It wasn't very deep, but he got a good roll out of it and put them back on to about 37?
Yeah, that was the roll helped. It gave him at least 10 more. So West Bladen takes the ball, sends number 2 in motion, and up the middle goes 24 all the way to the 50. I thought he was going to sack the quarterback before he even handed it off, but he was able to get it off and turn it into a 12-yard gain.
West Columbus had some penetration in the backfield, but they went for the wrong man. They went to the quarterback, and the quarterback handed it to the fullback, and he ran right through the penetration that they had.
So West Bladen has 1st and 10 on their own 50. They have 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They have a 14-6 lead over West Columbus. And a fresh set of downs as Lewis up under center. Sends 20 in motion, but it's going to go up the middle for 2-yard gain to number 24.
West Bladen continues to run the double wing formation out of the wing tee, and brought the motion deep that time instead of the jet motion across right behind the quarterback. They brought him deep, and West Columbus was able to distinguish who had the ball that time.
2nd down and 8. Just under 2 minutes left here. West Bladen on the West Columbus 48, and that's going to be a handoff to 22. That's Lennon, and he's going to be hit hard at the 45-yard line and brought down for a 3-yard gain. Big hit there.
Adrian Bowie, number 44, come from the inside linebacker position, read to play well, and was able to get to the outside on the jet sweep motion, and did a great job of recovering there as an inside linebacker position.
So 3rd and 5 coming up as West Bladen calls timeout to talk this one over. 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. West Bladen holds on to a 14-6 lead over West Columbus. Big play here. You need 5 yards. You can do it on the ground. Maybe easier in the air, maybe not. So it's one of those you got to decide which way you're going to attack it. The last couple runs, yardage has been hard to get, and 5 more is needed.
I hadn't seen Coach Dub call a lot of passing plays tonight. I'll be surprised if he passes it here. He's pretty much oriented on the run content right now, and be interested to see what they call here on 3rd and 5 with this minute 45 left in the second quarter, and see if they can keep the drive alive and keep the ball.
So Lewis has his men back up to the line. He's got number 24 in the backfield.
He looks like he's in a run formation.
Looks it over, sends number 4 in motion. 24 up the middle, nowhere.
Yep.
Well, falls forward for 2, but he's still going to be 3 yards short, and that's going to bring up 4th and 3. Think they'll go for it here?
I think they will this stage of the game with a minute and a half left in the second half. I think West Bladen will try to get this 4th down situation, and again he's into double wing formation with a fullback, and looks like he's lined up to run this.
Reverse to 22 up the middle. He's got a hold to the 35, to the 30, still on his feet to the 20, all the way to the 10. 1 man left to get him, and end zone scored. Number 22, Daquan Lennon, for his 2nd score of the night. It is now 20-6, West Bladen.
They came right back with the counter. They ran motion to the right and came back with the counter play back to the left. A lot of misdirections, and that's a good football play. It's tough for the defense to read when you've been looking at jet sweep all night and you think you got to stop the sweep going to the right. And they run the counter play back to the left for a touchdown, which was a great call again. And
so they're going to set up for the extra point with 1 minute and 5 seconds left here in the second quarter. West Bladen has scored, and the ball is up through the uprights, 21-6. West Bladen has the lead over home team West Columbus.
West Bladen's got a good kicker. I was talking to Russell early in the week, Coach Dove, and I believe this kid's on the soccer team, and I believe he plays kicks for the soccer team and the football team. So he's been perfect tonight. 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points. Except they missed what? Nope.
Yeah, they're right on.
Yeah, put your point on the board up. There you go. 21-6. Yeah.
So yeah, that's and you see a little bit more, and it makes sense. I mean, you got a kid that's got especially a wing or something like that, or striker in soccer. If he's got some, if he can hit that accuracy with football, it makes a whole lot of sense to use them. I know they started to do that before I got out of high school, using the soccer player as the extra point and the field goal kicker. So 1 minute and 5 left here. West Bladen's going to kick off to West Columbus. we await the kick as the men are set. Here they go. The ball is up. Once again going to the far sideline. That one will be fielded at the 26. And still on his feet as he cuts it. There we go to the 50. All the way to the 40. All the way up to the 32-yard line. Number 7, Fred Evans, with a good right at 50-yard run back. So took it from one side of the field and ended up on the other.
Yeah, they pooch kicked it to the right, and he had a 50-yard gain on about a 70-yard run. He came 20 yards across the field to get a 50-yard gain. So if you were keeping country stats, you'd say he ran that ball 70 yards. But it was a good run. His wall set up, got his blockers in front of him, and he was about one block away from breaking it down the sidelines for a touchdown for West Columbus.
So West has 1 minute and 5 seconds. The ball on the West Bladen 33-yard line, trailing 21-6 here in Viking Stadium.
He's pointing up here.
So let's see as they're getting ready to get started here. Getting the last minute.
What was he saying? Can you hear what he said?
58 seconds.
58.
So 58 seconds left here as we get ready to
I think I know how to do this.
run this last set of plays before we run into halftime. Here at halftime tonight,
Just let it run down.
we're going to have a tribute to Coach Jack Holly. We will get to that here in a few minutes. We got to getting the clock set. Players getting set.
I did it 3 times.
And we will be playing ball here in a minute as we set everything up. But West Columbus has it on their own 33 with 58 seconds left here in the second quarter. How big is it to get a score before you go in that locker room?
Oh, it's big. It's big right here, the momentum, and you're in the scoring position, you feel like, and you got the ball, at least get it down to the red zone. There's a toss sweep to the left.
Brownell's loose.
Got some blockers.
He's on the run. There he goes.
He
turns
could go.
it.
He's going
all the way
way
in. Touchdown. 33-yard run. Roston Brommel. Pitch sweep from Degner Axelberg. And in about 8 seconds, we see another score. And it is now 21-12, West Bladen over West Columbus.
Yeah, that's a big play going into halftime, you know. Down 2 touchdowns or down 1 maybe, because we don't know what the last minute of the half's going to bring. But it's a whole lot easier going in down by 1 touchdown, down by 2. So that was a good call and a good run by Bromell, and good blocking out in front of him. And he turned the corner on about the 30, and he was gone down the left sideline. So that was a good run.
I believe West Columbus, I'm not sure who called the timeout, if it was West Columbus or West Bladen. Is it too early to go for 2 if you usually kick extra points?
No, that's a decision on how well you are with your kicker and how comfortable you feel with him. And West Columbus struggled a little bit on the extra point a while ago when they kicked 1, and Coach Little might be deciding to go for 2 here to it'd be a good call, but
So we will see what they have not. I can't see over in the huddle to look to see because Tanner Daniels plays as much offense as he does kick, so it's not a definite sign to see him out there. So I'm not sure yet what they're planning.
He's going for it.
Yep.
he's going for 2 here.
So here comes Axelberg leading his guys out and trying to pull it within a 7-point game here if he can get a play that'll cross them over. So
Got 2 split ends and a power I formation. So West Columbus has got to get another man on the field. There he comes, and
Oh, no. One more shot.
I believe we're going to see a timeout.
we got another timeout. West Columbus had a confusion on personnel on the field, so West Columbus had to use the timeout here to get the personnel straight, but it looked like they were going for 2.
So we were waiting here as West Columbus has called timeout. Have not had any more score updates, but I'm sure we will as things change. And can have a little discussion over the first half here at halftime, and then we will have a tribute to Coach Jack Holly. Want to do that tonight. Been an exciting game. We do have an update. East Bladen has taken an 8-7 lead over Whiteville. Not sure what quarter they're in, but probably approaching halftime here soon.
All right, here comes West Columbus to line up. They got two split ends. They're lining up with the power I formation to the right. Going to be interesting to see what the call is here.
And that was going to be Degner's going to take it, and that one's just not going to develop.
I don't know if that was a busted play or what, but I don't believe it was designed for the quarterback to run that play. I believe somebody might have went in the wrong direction, but anyhow, we 21-12 here with 46 seconds left to play, and see if West Bladen can get something on the return.
With the way tonight's gone, there's plenty of time to score again. They've had some big exploding plays, and
West Bladen's done a run, had one kickoff return for a touchdown, so West Columbus is going to have to stay on their toes here the last minute of the quarter.
So we've talked to you a little bit about Whiteville. I know East Columbus has a bye tonight, and unfortunately I cannot remember what South is doing. They got a bye too.
Yeah.
Good. It's always good to have good support around you when your brain goes dead. All right, Tanner Daniels is set up on the 40-yard line. We have two backs set.
Let's see if he kicks this one deep or not. It's going to be interesting to see if he kicks it deep. Yep.
And he does, too. That'll be taken by number 22, and he's going to go straight up the middle, and he is on the loose again to the 45, to the 40.
He's going.
To the 35, cuts back 30, to the 25, and he will be caught down on the 20, and I correct myself. There was only 1-2. That was Malcolm Vaught as he takes that one for about 60 yards.
Oh, that's a big break for West Bladen to get it back into scoring position here with 34 seconds to play. That was West Bladen's done a great job on kickoff returns tonight. They've run one back, and that one was for about 60 or 70 yards on a return there. So
yeah, they've had some. They have stacked up some yards on kickoff returns tonight. So there's plenty of.
It's going to be interesting to see if West Bladen goes to any passing attack here with this short amount of time left to see if they can get a pass off. I hadn't seen them throw it very much tonight, if any at all.
Well, and he's not kicked more than extra points, but with the leg number 14 has, I would think he's probably already in his field goal range, but maybe not. I mean,
he had the penalty a while ago that backed him up 5, and he still put that through with great distance. So we got a timeout here for West Bladen. They're going to talk it over and see what they need to do here with 34 seconds to play.
Yeah, this last minute has gone on for a little bit.
You go to a football game and you watch two teams that pass it 90% of the time, and most of the time you get home about 11 or 11:30. So let's not be complaining too much about the two offenses that we've seen tonight, because time has moved on pretty quick, and
it has.
It's been about an hour and 10 minutes into the ball game, and that's pretty average for two teams that run it. And but some of these spread teams that pass it, you can go spend all night at a football game if you want to.
Yeah, I was thinking we were going to camp out last week with all that lightning, but we finally got to the end of that one. 34 seconds. 1st and 10. West Bladen has it on their own 21-yard, or on the West 21-yard line, and that's going to be a triple switch. Number 2's got it, and West is not having any of that, and that's going for a 2. No, he's going to get it back up to the line of scrimmage, but that one.
Tried to run a little trick play on West Columbus then. They ran the fake the jet, fake the counter, and came back around with a wing back reverse out of it. West Bladen's called timeout now with 8 seconds left to play in the half, and see what's happening.
Oh, well, they have pretty well used their timeouts out for this half, and
they weren't out of bounds over there, was it? He never did
No.
give me
No, that one.
the signal to stop. I thought they were raising Cain about that now.
And actually, that play that looked like a loss is actually good for about a yard.
Put a little trick play out of the book there. Every coach needs one or two trick plays to get ready, and just have to use them at the right time of the game and right time of the season.
Right. But West did
11
good.
seconds.
West did good staying in their possession
11 seconds.
and wrap
That's
that
gonna
one
be
up.
tricky.
So 2nd down and 8 with only right at 8.
Gosh. Man, I'm going to get that thing down to 11 seconds.
We're working with the clock man here. The officials wanting to put 3 more seconds on the clock and give us a little time and patience here. We're working with the clock man. And
I'll reset the clock.
now West Bladen has come out in the spread look this time, so they got 2 wide to the right and 2 wide to the left. So
I'm telling you, man.
I really thought when he called that timeout he was going to kick a field goal, but I don't think he is.
Oh, man. All right,
So we're getting a few things straightened out here, and
reset the clock ahead of time. Reset. See, right?
so we're
okay.
They're going to keep it on the field, ain't
Okay, they got the last 11 seconds. We're going to keep the clock on the field. We're going to resume play here. And now West Bladen's come out with 2 split ends and double wing. And see what Coach Dove's got on his sleeves here. He just ran a trick play the last time that was not real successful. And
reset the whole thing. Ahead of time.
I really thought he was going to kick the field goal, but they're going to set up, they're going to go, and he's going to pass over to the right, and it is almost picked off by number 7, Fred Evans, intended for number 4, Trevor Lassane.
let's see how long that took. We had 11 seconds on the clock. And
How much time now?
So that should be,
Reset.
that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
it can't be but just a few seconds, but the incomplete pass stopped the clock. So West Bladen will have another chance here from about the 20-yard line out to try to score with just a few seconds on the clock.
Bringing the play in, and I well, you may not, but I wouldn't be surprised to not see another pass play, but everybody is kind of brought in. So here we go. Sends in motion, going to drop back, and he is going to throw. Looks to his left again. That one's going to be up and just to the side of number 2, Malcolm Vaught, incomplete. And that's 4th and 8 we're looking at now.
That should bring up halftime. There was just a few seconds left on the clock, so that's going to take us into halftime. Teams are leaving the field, so been an exciting first half
It
here.
has been. 2 quarters are in the book. This one stays 21-12, West Bladen over West Columbus as we await the 3rd quarter.
Reset it. How about that?
So we're going to take a minute here, and we're going to
What did we do?
review the first half. West Bladen got on the scoreboard first with a touchdown, and West Columbus answered and took it within 1 point. And then we saw West Bladen score 2 on one huge run back right after West Columbus, and then West has come in, and there's where. So we've seen a total of 5 touchdowns put in. What sticks out so far to you, Wayne?
West Bladen's kickoff team. They have, every time West Columbus has kicked off to them, they have had great returns. One for a touchdown and one for 70 yards. So they've gained great field position in the first half from just the kickoff coverage.
You know, in West struggled a little bit at the beginning with their that sweeps and that, but they've really been able to tune that one in. So that one's been good. So in May 2013, the high school football world lost Coach Jack Holly. Coach Holly had a career football coaching record of 412 wins, 96 losses, and 9 ties, the most high school football coaching wins in the state. To almost match it, a coach would have to average 10 wins a year for the next 41 years. At the BB&T Jamboree a few weeks ago, a tribute was shown for Coach Holly with some of his most memorable moments at press conferences. Those for you now.
17 last year. Now, out of them 20 seniors, about 10 of them had never played. Promise you.
Where have you been hiding them?
They got more people on their roster than we got in school.
If you've got all these seniors and they haven't played, what was wrong with them or what was wrong with the coaching staff?
Well, they decided they made their list this summer and decided they wanted to come out. So if they make so many lists, we let them come out. But it's about 8 of those guys, those seniors, that have not played. They all of a sudden decided they wanted to play.
Haven't played at all?
No.
Okay, have you had any scrimmages yet?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was pretty good in spots and not in spots.
Now, you know that there's a coach here that got a report on that scrimmage.
Well,
and,
I don't care. I was there too.
Yeah. Okay, in almost 4 decades of coaching, what is the biggest change you've seen in high school football?
Blocking rules. You can grab them whole now. Some of the rules have been good. I don't know if the players are quite as tough as they used to be because we give them water and stuff now when the ice and take 5 or 6 breaks during practice. Now, I'm not saying that to be funny. It's the truth. I remember practicing at 13th and Ann, and we didn't. They wanted a water bucket on the field, and during the game we had 1 bucket on the sideline with a dipper in it. Had a dipper and a water bucket on the sideline. That was on Friday night. But, Coach, we didn't get no water, did we?
Jack, have you had 300 wins yet? I know you're real close to it, or plus or minus 1 or 2 for your all-time coaching career?
That ain't going to do us a bit of good Friday night.
I knew I would get an answer of something like that from you. I've gotten answers.
We ain't ever had over 32 on the varsity. If we get 32 out, that's a luxury.
Okay. But what about those 300 wins, or have you counted them?
No.
Okay.
I told you, it ain't going to do us a bit of good Friday night or the next Friday.
Okay. How good will your team be this season, do you think?
Well, I'm not trying to cut you short or be smart, but we had 21 lettermen back and 15 starters. We had 9 starters back on defense, and when we started practice July the 30th, we only had 9 of the 21 there. We've got 24 boys that either was in the 8th grade last year or played JV ball that's on our squad. But they have worked pretty hard. They've done what we've asked them to do. And we've had 2 lunch detentions and got 1 suspended for the day. And that's kind of got me aggravated. We got about 96 or 7 out. I don't know how many. 98. One out of every 3 boys in high school play football. We got about 650, so that means 1 out of 3's played. Or they out there. And most of them walking around now drinking water.
That's a credit to the coach and winning
we
records.
We didn't used to get no water. Huh?
They want to be part of a winning program?
Well, I don't know why some of them's out there, really. Seriously. Their mama dropped them off and left them. And they expect us to babysit them.
But you take care of them.
She drops them off, we all.
How many regulars do you have back from last year, Jack?
We lost tight end, tackle, guard, center, and the tackle on the other side. We got 1 offensive lineman back, and those 5 that graduated were 3-year starters. one of them was my grandson.
Jack, on a personal basis, you've had so many years as a head coach. There is something in you that just has a special love for the sport of football. What is it? You didn't expect that
phrase
question,
that
did you?
again, huh? Reword that.
You obviously love football. Why?
I don't know, about Tuesday last week, I was kind of wondering the same thing. And it was 105 degrees on that thermometer up there at the bank, and we had 32 boys aggravating the devil out of us, so I was kind of wondering that. But I don't know, I can kind of relate everything that's probably good that's ever happened to me through athletics and especially football. And I reckon that's why I still want to be around it.
Coach Williamson, what is your favorite memory of Coach Holly?
Well, I have so many. Coach and I were such good friends and family friends, and I remember just family more than I do football against him, because our families were so close, and we used to vacation a lot together, go snow skiing and go to Lake Waccamaw and spend a week. And off the field, people just didn't realize what a great family man Jack was, and how he cared and took care of his family and his wife and Miss Judy. And so my memories of Jack is of him being a great football coach and a great mentor for me as a coach, always has been. And but mostly my favorite memories come from fishing with Jack or vacationing with Jack and his family and seeing the kids grow up together. And it's just been a great time. I mean, we enjoyed every aspect of it. And I can remember on Friday nights when I was coaching, I'd get home or try to get on the phone or something to find out how Coach Holly did, and 90% of the time it was a victory for him. So, but he worked hard at what he was doing, and he deserved everything he got. And as far as the wins, and he's really got a great family, and all of us are mourning the loss of him still to today. So, my blessings and thoughts go out also from now to Miss Judy and her kids and family.
So what was it like to coach against him?
Well, you better get prepared, because his team was going to be prepared. You knew that. They were going to be stronger. He was one of the first coaches in this area that started the weightlifting program in the high school. Matter of fact, he was the first coach I knew in Columbus County that started a weight program for the kids. And he built a tradition over in Tabor City that carries on today. It even carried on through Joy Price. Dance continued to carry on through Jake Fumble's era over there. It's just a great tradition, and Tabor City has a lot of contribution to Jack for building the tradition in football that he's had. And but when you lined up on Friday nights, when you looked across the field and he had on that old floppy hat, and he had his playbook down in front of his belt, stuck down in his pants, and he was pacing the sidelines, you knew he was ready. And you knew you better be ready.
What do you think his legacy will be?
Well, again, that could be different for a lot of people. He's a legend for a lot of kids that have played for him. He has produced a lot of coaches that have followed him in his footsteps that he has coached. But when you say 412 wins and 96 losses and 9 ties, that pretty much speaks for itself. But there again, I remember talking to the preacher one time, and the preacher told me how good Jack was as a Sunday school teacher for the little kids. He used to go in and teach Sunday school to the little kids, and he'd always take them a piece of candy every Sunday. And they said that the population at the church grew because the little kids wanted to go be in Coach Holly's Sunday school class. So he carries a lot of legs, and football is what he's mainly known for. But as a family man and as just a great person to me, I remember him more as a friend than I do as a football coach. But he did have some tremendous years, and he was a hard-working coach. He outworked everybody that he played, and that was his goal, and that's what he achieved. And it was evidenced by the number of wins and the championships that he won, that he inspired that kind of work habits on the kids.
I think it's probably safe to say Jack Holly will definitely be missed as a person here in this world, and he won't be one easily forgotten with what he was able to accomplish in his lifetime here in his journey. And we will miss Jack Holly.
No, I'm telling you, if, just at his funeral was so great. The family planned it out so well. They had kids participating in it that he had coached. He had his old-time football team there that he played with, and it was just a huge crowd. And just the crowd that showed up for his funeral was a contribution to Jack Holly for the number of people across, not only in Columbus County, but across the state of North Carolina that showed up to show respects to the family. And he's truly going to be missed. I miss him every day.
In that, I believe it was in one of those questions that he was asking that interview, they were talking about playoffs. What's your fondest playoff memory that you had throughout your career?
That was back in '86 at Bladen High School. We were playing a team from up in the Northeast, and we were ahead 13-12. And they had the ball on the 30-yard line, and it was 4th and 5. And we called timeout, and we went out on the field and explained to everybody about what the coverage was, not to get beat deep. Anything underneath, we were going to win the football game because there was just a few seconds left in the game. And I seen a similar situation here tonight. They threw a pass out into the flats for the tight end, and my defensive back went for an interception, and he missed it, and the kid carried it 30 yards in for a touchdown to keep Bladen High School from playing for a state championship. That was a tough one to swallow, but there again, those are kids playing, and you just have to take the good with the bad and move on. But that kept us from playing for a state championship, and we had a real good football team that year in Bladen too.
I think you told me you retired 2008 from Green Sea.
Yes, sir. Or 2010.
2010. That last game, I'm pretty sure you knew then you were ready to take a break. What was it like stepping on that field knowing that's probably going to be your last game as a head coach in high school football?
Well, it was kind of a sad time. This is all I've done all my life, and again, my family also has had to put up with a football coach for 38 years. So my wife did a great job of raising the kids, and as most football coaches, you have to give credit to your wife because she would drag them out. But the last game was a little excitement. I knew I thought my time was over, and it was a little emotional to me when going out on the field for the last time. And then I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to come back in 2011 after I had retired, and came back to West Columbus and got to coach one more season. And at the end of that season, I could tell that it was. I'm getting a backlash. Okay. And at the end of that season, when I left West Columbus, and after 2011 season, I was ready to go home and retire and relax and just watch football and enjoy life and spend some time with the family that I missed years ago.
So we're not going to see you anytime soon taking another head coaching job?
I would say no. No, I'm completely satisfied. I have grandchildren now that I love, and try to spend some time with my grandchildren and my family. And my wife's retired. She's a retired educator too. She had 37 years in teaching school, so me and her both are just enjoying life every day.
What school was she at?
She was a teacher here at West Columbus High School. And when I left in 2002, went to Green Sea Floyd's High School in South Carolina, I kept convincing her to come. I said, baby, you need to come. You need to come. And she enjoyed her job at West Columbus so much. She taught the trainable class here at West Columbus High School. But in 2003, she left and was fortunate enough to get her a job at Green Sea Floyd's, the same school I was at. And she taught the trainable class at Green Sea Floyd's for 7 years. So we've been together pretty much all of our lives at the same school.
So yeah, that's that you've put in a long career and have helped a lot of people throughout there. And education, unless you're in it, you think it. You look in and you think, hey, that job's not too bad. The hours are good. But there's a lot of behind the stuff that you don't know about until you actually get in there. And then with you coaching on the, on the side to there, you've put in a long, hard road.
Yeah, I talk to different people that work at hospitals or work at plants, and they say they work in 12-hour shifts. And I just look at them and shake my head. I said, you don't realize something. I said, as a football coach on Thursday and Friday nights, I said my hours were sometimes 16 to 20 hours a day. We'd get to school at 7 o'clock some night on Fridays and start getting prepared, and sometimes it'd be 11:30, 12 o'clock before you got home. So that was many hours to put in for this profession, but it was well worth it and rewarding, and I've coached some great kids in my lifetime. I have kids that stop by my house and visit with me, which is seems great to hear from some of them and see what their future and what they've done. And but it's been a great career, and I really enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, what you were saying there, we were sitting there today and told somebody it was about 1:15. I said, I'm in trouble. I said, I'm already tired, and I've still got about 10 to 11 hours to go.
Yeah,
so,
you fellas with this broadcasting put in a lot of time too, I know, and I'm sure the people in Columbus County are very appreciative of what y'all do and the way y'all try to broadcast games and keep them up to date on situations. And this is a great opportunity for Columbus County schools, and I personally appreciate you taking the time and the interest and to do this, because I was talking to Kelly Jones earlier today, and he said he'd been here since 1 o'clock. So I know there's a lot of preparation to it and a lot of equipment, and I appreciate what y'all do for the county.
Well, we thank you. And yeah, poor Kelly was out here sweating, and I'm sitting in an air-conditioned room still trying to finish some things up. And so, yeah, I know he was hoping to trade places with anybody at that time, but we're about to get some third-quarter action.
Well, Kelly's familiar with the hours. When I was coaching over here early in my years, Kelly Jones was my assistant football coach, so he's pretty familiar with the Sunday afternoon meetings and the practices from 3 to 7, and game nights to be 11, 11:30 sometime on Friday night. So maybe I broke him in a little bit getting him ready for these long hours he's putting in now. But he does a great job for the county, not only at through the theater arts program in the county. He's just unreplaceable right now for the job that he does. He does a job that 4 or 5 people need to do.
Yeah, that's 100% truth right there. And I mean, he's helped us out tremendously. If it wasn't for the support with him, I mean, we would have a hard time keeping up and running the broadcasting. And he works hand in hand with the college. We've got a new radio teacher. He's helping her, and I mean, we're gonna sign him up for about 25, 30 more.
I tell you what, he was a good football coach in high school too. I enjoyed working with Kelly. He came on as a not having much experience except for a high school football player, but the afternoon he told me he used to block for Datron Means. I said, hey, you can coach with me, because I knew what Means did in the college level and the pro level. I said, you can coach for me. So
I keep trying to get him to go back into that, but he just looks at me and walks off whenever I talk about it.
We're getting ready to kick off here for the second half.
So West Columbus will be kicking off to West Bladen as Tanner Daniels goes back and puts the ball back up on the stand. It is 21-12 here in Sarah Gorda. West Bladen over West Columbus. But it's a new half, it's a new beginning, and we will see what adjustments were made at halftime and what changes that we will see. That's big. If you can go in there and get some of those things that haunted you in the first half fixed, it can be a whole different ballgame in that second half.
Yeah, that's what we used to try to do at halftime, make some adjustments and draw up on the board and get a group of kids over here to show them what they did wrong or right, and just hopefully that they learn from what you were trying to show them at halftime to come back out in the second half. And we're underway here.
17-yard line, ball is caught, and Lennon is loose, and he's all the way to the 50. There he goes, to the 40, all the way to the 30. Can they cut him off? 20, they got the angle, and down to the 7-yard line Lennon goes. Taken down by number 11, Anthony Davis, on a touchdown-saving tackle.
There we go again. What we talked about the first half. I said one of the assets of West Bladen has been their special teams, and it's responded again to start the second half here. He's one man from scoring again, and the ball's on the 10-yard line, so that was a great special teams play.
Yeah, West Bladen has shown some tremendous ability in special teams this afternoon, and West has just not been able to find an answer for that one. So they're getting set. 11 minutes and 47 seconds here. We just got started, and West Bladen has the ball on West 10, and up the middle goes number 24, and he's going to get 4.5, 5 out of that one.
Yeah. West Bladen's come back out into double wing formation again. Same thing they finished the half with, and fullback made a good run through the middle there.
So he will get 5 on the play. It'll be second down and I guess goal. I don't see the can they still get a first down? No, that would put them in the.
The down markers are down. It's just the.
All right, so second and goal. Ball is on the 5-yard line. So that was a huge run back by Lennon with only 10 yards left. Now 5 separating the end zone, and there's 24 up the middle, but nothing having it this time. Good tackle and penetration there by Fred Evans and number 30. Raekwon Edie.
There he is again. He's a defensive lineman, and evidently somebody's missing a blocking assignment because he's one of the down 4 linemen on the line. And try to get your kids to block those down 4 as much as you can, but this 2 or 3 times tonight, Edie's broke through the line of scrimmage and made a tackle for a loss.
So that'll be a loss of 1, and that'll be third and goal from the 6. This is a big play here for both West Bladen and West Columbus. Colby's looking. The ball's loose, and it's down, and we'll have to clear this one out to see if he was able to fall on it or not.
Quarterback had trouble handling the snap then, and that's always a tough play down in the red zone, and you got third down and you get a fumble or a mishandle, and that brings up fourth down. And I see the kickers going on the field, so maybe they're going to try a field goal here. The kicker's out, number 14.
So this will be a 24-yarder. First field goal we've seen this season.
Yeah.
And we'll wait the snap. Snap's down. The kick is up, and it is good. 3 more for West Bladen.
24-yard field goal. The kid's got a good foot on him.
He really does.
He's perfect from the night, from extra points and now from a field goal. So he's having a good night as a kicker.
24-12 if you're just joining us here. We've just got 1 minute and 50 seconds into the third quarter. There's 10 minutes and 10 seconds left. West Bladen has a 24-12 lead over the home team Vikings.
Sometimes you wonder just how many times that snake's got to bite you before you quit kicking it deep in the end zone. I'm on the kickoff teams. That snake's bit them every time tonight.
Yeah, I think I might try to kick to the other side of the field with that because Lennon is on. I mean, he has just been tearing it up, and so is Vaught, too. I mean, between the two of them, they have a.
I bet you West Bladen's got over 250 yards in special team returns.
They've got to have. So.
Well, we're going to see a pooch kick here from West Bladen. He's been pooching it all night, and trying to kick it high to the sidelines. And
usually goes toward Fred Evans, and once again it does. Evans has it on the 25, and he is up to the 35 through one hole, but doesn't make it through the other one, and West will take over on their own 40 for the first time this second half.
Let's see if West Columbus made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can move the ball a little bit better. And their biggest play was the pass play that they had the first half, and seemed like they scored on it. I hadn't seen them come back to it. So we'll see what they're going to have to do, Dave.
Well, we saw 2 pass plays by West last week, and Axelberg was 1 for 2 with a touchdown. We've seen 2 this week, and he's 1 for 2 with a touchdown. And that was going to be handed off to
halfback out of the power I position, just a reverse quick dive to him.
He'll get 3 on the play and take the ball up to the 44-yard line, or 4 on the play. So he's going to have second, and West will have 2nd and 6 from their own 44 with 9 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. West has their first possession of this quarter. West Bladen gets a 24-yard field goal, their first possession, off a huge run back.
We've got a power I formation from West Columbus facing a 52 defense from West Bladen.
So ball will be handed off to, looks like Bromell, and he's going to get 3 on the play. So now that takes it to the 47-yard line, and we'll be looking at 3rd and 3 with 9 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Big play here for West. West has got to keep this ball alive and this drive alive. You don't want to go 3 and out on your first possession. So there got it. West huddles. Here comes Powell to the line. As the guys spread out, Axelberg looks over the situation before he gets ready to go up under center. Still scans the defense. Gets everybody set. And is going to pitch it back to Bromell. Bromell almost lost the handle and just can't get a hold of it to get any speed going, and that'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
That was a tough play there. Looked like there was some missing assignments on blocking, and West Bladen was penetrating in the backfield just about, and then Bromell fumbled it a little bit and tossed it around, but it's going to bring up a 4th down. It's a punting situation for West Columbus again.
So 4th and 5 with Tanner Daniels out, and number 3, Stephen McDonald, dropped back on his 26, 25-yard line, awaits the punt.
West Bladen's lining up 10 across the front again, so they look like they might be. They've came close a couple of times, but Tanner's had a chance to get it off, and he will this time also. So nice punt.
Good punt. That one's going to go and take another West Columbus bounce. And that one keeps going. That one will be down on the 9-yard line.
Yep. That was a nice punt. He got some height under it, and then he got the right spin with the roll on it, and see if the Vikings can keep the Knights in the hole.
Just got updated. I'm just going to get it here. Whiteville goes up 14-8 over East Bladen. More than likely in the third quarter. The fourth quarter. Well, they're moving along quickly over there. So West Columbus pins West Bladen deep back in their own territory, all the way to their 9-yard line on a Tanner Daniels punt. Let's see what happens. Open for a big stop here. And
timeout, West Columbus.
They're going to go talk a few things over. Yeah, if you could get a 3 and out and get the ball and get a good run back, you could get the ball in really good position and take a chop away at that lead.
Yeah, they got them in the hole. If they can hold them for 3 downs and out, they should be in good field position on the punt if they can get any kind of punt return.
So we saw a few pass plays there back in the end zone by West Bladen, but as you said earlier, it's pretty well a run it out type offense, and especially on this end of the field, more than likely we will see maybe some misdirection, but pretty sure they'll keep it on the ground.
Seems like football season starts too early. They always, the way the new alignment, they play a game before the kids even come to school. Last week they played and the kids weren't even in school, and I can remember years ago when they let you play a game day after Labor Day. You didn't start practice till August the 15th.
Yep. And there's a handoff, and that one will be good for about 1.
A run up the middle by the fullback again.
So 2nd and 9. West Bladen has the ball on their own 10 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. West Bladen holds on to a 24-12 lead over West Columbus here in Viking Stadium.
I always thought this was a pretty stadium with the pine trees growing up along the ends of it and the sides of it. And I can remember playing in high school when the pine trees to my right here in front of the concession stand weren't but about waist high.
Up the middle goes that handoff, and that one will be good for 5. So 3rd and 4 will face West Bladen.
We used to call this the Dust Bowl. We didn't have any grass in the middle of the field, and everybody ran in the middle of the field, the dust would come up, and you couldn't even see from the sidelines who had it for the dust. But time has changed, and they've done a great job in resurfacing the field and resodding it, and irrigation come in, and which back in those days we didn't know anything about irrigation except a water hose. Drag a water hose out on the field, wet it down, and keep playing. And but now they got underground systems, all fancy, and the field's nice and green, and numbers on the field.
Yeah, that's big and helpful, them numbers on the field. That'll be a sweep right, and number 4 is trying to turn it up, but West Columbus says not today. Trevor Lassane cannot get around, and he's going to take about a 4-yard loss. So that's going to take it almost to the original line of scrimmage and bring up a 4th and 9 with just under 6 minutes to go. West Columbus is going to hold them 3 and out.
That's a big series for them right here deep into West Bladen's territory now. If they can get any kind of punt return and set up and maybe get down the red zone off of this punt return, should help the Vikings a little bit here and trying to get on the scoreboard and closing this score up a little bit.
This is the last place, if you're a punter, you want to be standing.
It's like West Columbus is setting up their wall instead of coming in. Oh, what a punt.
What was that?
He shanked that one. What about the 22-yard line?
I think that one come off his foot wrong.
Yeah.
So that one's, yeah, he, just like Axelberg a little bit ago, I think number 4 would love to have that one back and take a shot at. So Trevor Lassane.
You know, I think he was anticipating a rush and thought he put from his end zone. West Columbus might be bringing the rush on him to block it, but West Columbus had used a different philosophy. They were backing up and setting up the wall for the return, and it was like number 4 kind of got excited there and kicked it off the side of his foot.
21-yard line, West Columbus takes over. It's 5 minutes and 13 seconds here. They trail 24-12, but in really good field position. So let's see what they dial up. That one's going to be handed off the middle and good for 3. Wasn't sure that one was going to develop either.
No, that was a little miscue on the quarterback there. I don't know if he missed his fullback or tripped up, but he was lucky to get that handoff to him right then. Didn't look real pretty.
So 2nd down and 7. Ball is on the 18-yard line.
Still picked up about 3 yards off of it.
4 minutes and 40 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. West has the ball on West Bladen's 18. Trying to cut into the lead West Bladen has built up over in the last little bit.
West Columbus comes out in a straight tee. There's the counter play, and they've got a whistle. Got a flag on the play before it developed.
Got an offsides on West Bladen, and that'll move them 5 yards closer. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Ball will now be placed on the 14-yard line. West Columbus has the ball and has it real far down in West Bladen territory.
Yep, you're in the red zone. When you get in the red zone, you need to put the thing across the line any way you can. Always hated to come up short in the red zone.
Yeah, that's just a tough blow when things don't go right in this area. So Axelberg looks, going to hand up the middle to Bowie, and nowhere to go on that one. That one closed up and went. I don't know if that'll be good for maybe 1.
I just got a text on my phone from one of my old buddies was listening to your channel tonight and on the radio, and the text said, "Don't forget to tell them about the leather helmets that you used to wear when you played too." So we got some listeners out there, and I'm glad to hear that. I have to text him back and tell him that the leather helmets came a little bit before my time. But that was an interesting text there. West Columbus comes out in the power I formation again, and
big 3rd down. Rommel splits right to the 10. Oh, he's going to the 5. Head on block and a cross touchdown.
Oh, he run over one.
Rommel. So if you're just joining us here, this is 89.9 FM WZCO Chadburn. And you just heard Roston Bromell with a 13-yard touchdown run. Handoff from Axelberg and cuts this score 24-18.
Yeah, that was a great run. When he got in the secondary, he ran over the last 2 people that he had to get in there. That was a great extra effort for him, and it was a good run. He's a good running back.
That's what I like. I like to see them guys get straight up and hit those defensive guys and put them back. And he sure did. So they're going to let Tanner Daniels Or maybe not.
Oh, man.
We got a little. I'm not sure what we got. There we go. We're set. Ball's down.
Offsides.
And that one's through.
We got a penalty on somebody, offsides or
Well, West is happy, so let's see here. And it is.
it's
Offsides.
offsides, yep.
They're going to decline it.
So that one's through. Let's see if that penalty gets declined.
Is that dead ball?
Yeah. I don't know what the conversation here is about. The point was good.
And I would not think you'd want to take it off.
Was it a dead ball before the ball was? They caught it before the ball was snapped. Okay. Well, I seen the left defensive end for West Bladen was really across the second into the.
All right, so West Columbus going to take a timeout here and talk about this one. So dead ball, they kick it no matter. They have to re-kick it. That was way before we started. So do you change your philosophy here?
You go from the 3-yard line to the 1.5 yards now. So anytime I had an opportunity to go 1.5 yards closer, most of the time I went for 2. I put my offense in and went for 2 if I had a penalty on the kick. And we'll see what West Columbus' decision is here. But 18-24, go for 2. Make it 20-24. Let's see what we're going to do. They're coming back on the field.
Right side of that defense is weak.
Let's see what we got here. I see Axelberg, and he's making his way toward the center.
Yep, they're going to go for 2.
They're going for 2. The ball's on the 1.5 yard line. Touchdown, 13-yard score by Roston Bromell as he swept right. Now Axelberg scans over the defense. Looks, sets. Everybody's ready. Ball snap. Adrian Bowie, and that one is good. 2 more.
Good hard-nosed run.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stop that in a 1.5 yards.
Straight dive. If you get any kind of head off the line, most time you can get 1 yard, 1.5 yards, but not all the time. But West Columbus was fortunate enough to get that one across and make the score West Columbus 20, West Bladen 24.
We've got us a ball game brewing here, and 3 minutes remaining here in this third quarter.
You're talking about Bromell, the kid that just ran the touchdown, hard nose. I was his father played for me here back in the 90s and late 80s when I was here, and he was a hard nosed player too. So it's kind of good to see the kids that are the men that you've coached now that their kids are coming through the program and playing behind them. And but West Columbus has got 1 down, and I'm not sure the number.
Yeah, I'm honest. I'm glad, but I'm kind of surprised with the heat and the humidity today. We've not had as many cramps, but they've got another week under their belt that they've been able to practice in this and get through a lot of it. I think it's Bowie. It is Bowie.
West Columbus had a good defensive stand, held them 3 downs and out, and West Bladen shanked the punt, and West Columbus took advantage of it.
That special teams can make you or it can break you.
Yeah. Now here comes the question. Does West Columbus kick it deep again? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I don't know what Dan is going to do, but I'm not kicking to 22.
Uh,
I don't know what I got to do, but I'm not kicking it to 22.
Let's see if West Columbus has changed the strategy here on the kickoff and not kick it deep. Yep, they changed.
And that one's going to be close to the sideline, and out it goes.
Is that right?
Well, you have to look at giving the ball on the 35 or letting them run 70 yards back for a touchdown. I think that was a good choice on Coach Little's part there to change that coaching philosophy on that particular kick, especially with the game 20-24.
Yeah, they can have the ball any day on the 35 over their own 10 or their R10.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was a real good choice, and 65 yards separates West Bladen from their end zone, and West Columbus once again is going to come out and see if they can hold them to 3 and out.
17-8 Wyville with 6 minutes to go.
So 17-8, Whiteville's over East Bladen with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Little misdirection, and flags are flying.
We're going to be here for a while to keep throwing those flags.
Yeah, there's we've seen quite a few tonight.
This will take as long as somebody throwing it 70 times apiece.
And that one went on West Bladen. I missed what it was, but it's going to take them back.
Illegal procedure.
5. So first and 15, they'll start on their 30-yard line. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 24-20, West Bladen still holds the lead over West Columbus here at Viking Stadium.
West Columbus is still playing their 4-4 look. They didn't make many adjustments out of their front four in the first half, and of course they move them around in different gaps. And here comes the pass.
Play. Out to 24 and to the 42-yard line, 12-yard gain, first down, and the chains will move. That was caught by Donald McCollum. Nope, flags down. That might change.
Man,
We'll have to wait and see here.
midnight tonight. Illegal man downfield.
So that one's coming back. 12-yard gain will be taken away, and
It's a loss of down there. Coach.
Illegal man downfield. One of the linemen got downfield before the quarterback threw it. He rolled deep, and the quarterback rolled extremely deep on that pass. He was a good 7-8 yards deep, so that could very easily happen in that situation. And the pass was a little late getting off from what the lineman thought it was going to be gone, so he was moving on downfield to get him a block, I guess. But that's still not a plus for West Bladen right now.
so 5 more yards back. So that one's gonna sweep it out, but that one's not gonna develop either, and that's gonna be a huge loss on the play.
They tried to come back with the counter play. It's been successful for them all night, but a little slow developing again. Didn't get the timing down in the backfield. The quarterback was a little slow getting around, and looks like they lost a couple of yards on that play.
Yeah, that'll be a good 5-yard loss. So is it second and 25 or third and 25?
Second and 25 by that down over there.
All right, so second down and
Second and 25.
25. That's 2 penalties, takes it back 10, and 1 5-yard loss. So
Second and 25 is a tough situation for a running team. And we hadn't seen West Bladen throw the ball too many times tonight, so
this sends 4 in motion. That one's handed off the middle to 20. Didn't catch all 24, and he will get back he's going to get back 7 of them. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 18. That's a tough down to handle. So we'll see what West Bladen dials up on this. 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We have a score of 24-20, West Bladen over West Columbus. West Bladen has the ball with 3rd and 18 on their own 27-yard line.
This is going to be an interesting call here for Coach Dove. Let's see what he's got on his mind for 3rd and 18.
Lewis sends a man in motion. Going to drop back to pass. Looks, goes down the middle, and that one's going to be picked off by number 12 on the 45-yard line, and he's up to hit 40 to the 40, 35, 30. Cuts it 20, and down he goes at the 16-yard line. Johnny McFadden takes a ball back close to 50 yards.
I don't know if there was a route that was misrun or what, but the quarterback threw that ball 15 yards deeper than any receiver he had downfield. I don't know if he was expecting somebody to go deep or what, but he just launched it, and it went straight to a defender in West Columbus's hands 15 yards beyond any receiver that West Bladen had.
Yeah, there had to be a broken route because there was only 3 blue jerseys in that area where that ball was at. And we've got first down and 10. West Columbus has the ball on West Bladen's 13, and there's just under a minute remaining here in the third quarter. They're trailing 24-20 with a fresh set of downs. Are we discussing something from
West Columbus needs to hurry up. They're going to get another delay.
I don't know if they got the timeout in.
Had to call timeout.
So we're going to timeout here. 56 seconds left in this third quarter, 24-20, and we got a ball game brewing.
Boy, the momentum has changed a little bit now. West Bladen side, 20-12, and then give up a touchdown and go for two, make it a 4-point game, and West Bladen's got their back against the walls right now on the what's the ball on the 18-yard line. So West Columbus has got a chance here to take the lead in this ball game.
So West has got their offense firing, and see what Coach Little dials up here in these next 3 downs. So Axelberg's got his men out and about. West Bladen's huddled. Coach right in the middle, trying to fire them up. West Bladen's needing a big stop. West Columbus needing a big score. 56 seconds separates us from going into that fourth quarter. So we're about ready to kick this one off. Axelberg's got him set. Looks, sets him, snaps to Bromell. Bromell up the middle, tries to jump, and doesn't quite make it over, but a good gain on the play.
That was a good run in the middle by Bromell. He
got it first down.
So he gets 12 yards out of it and takes the ball to the 6. So we got first and goal and way up in the red zone now.
How you like that jumping style? There's a man in front of me. It looked like he was trying to leap over the top of him, and that's the first down.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for me.
No.
That guy would probably caught me and slammed me down.
The Vikings is first and goal inside the 10.
Clock's running, under 40 seconds left as Axelberg sets him, looks, takes the snap, handoff to Bromell again up the middle, and a couple of yards. But West Bladen was ready for that one. That one's good for 2. Ball's on the 4. We're going to roll up second and goal. And I don't think we'll maybe get one more. It'll be tough if we get one more off this quarter before the clock runs out.
I've seen West Bladen just send in Jessup, number 77. It looks like he weighs about 320, so they're going to try to hold down the defensive line with him in there.
So time's ticking down under 5, 3, 2,
they're going to let it run out.
And the third quarter has come to an end. 24-20 is the score as West Bladen holds a 4-point lead over West Columbus. But West Columbus has the ball on West Bladen's 4-yard line in a second down and goal opportunity. So this one's tough. This one's tight. This one's been good.
Yeah, it's been a great game. We've seen a lot of passing and special teams, and both teams have been hard-nosed right up the middle football. It's been hard-nosed football tonight, and West Columbus has got a chance to do something here. If they can avoid the mistakes and push it in, they have a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight.
Yep, first time. So 3 quarters in, West Columbus trying to take their first lead of the night. If you are just joining us, this is 89.9 FM WZCO Chadburn Radio.
Starting the fourth quarter, West Bladen 24, West Columbus 20. And West Columbus threatening.
4 yards to go, 2 downs to get there, 3 if you use 4th. And
if I was West Bladen, I'd be looking to stop Bromell. Now, he's been the big threat for him the last scoring drive and on this drive. He's been hard to stop. So West Bladen's going to have to keep their eyes on Bromell, number 21. On that touchdown run, he ran over about 2 of them at the goal line to finish off the run. So
he did, and that was an impressive run, and going to try to match it here in the next play or 2 maybe. And on the 4, ball is on the 4. Is the
second down.
This will kick off the first play of the fourth quarter.
West Columbus comes out in the power I formation, power I to the left.
Axelberg looks. He's going to pass as he rolls, and he looks. And
oh.
That one did not develop and did not end well.
That one hurt.
That'll be a sack of almost 10 yards. Nope, they're not. They're going to sack of 6, so it's going to be 3rd and goal on the 10. Not sure. Was that just?
I don't know what happened there. It was mighty slow developing. If it was going to be a pass, Dedrick didn't get back quick enough to set up, and the pursuit caught up with him. But it looked like a play-action type pass. He was going to give a couple of fakes, and then his left end was down in the end zone, and he didn't have time to react time enough to find his end in the end zone. So it brings up 3rd and 10 here.
This is big. Axelberg looks, the ball's loose, but he picks it back up.
Oh, that's tough.
And
Same thing happened to West Bladen down there a while ago. West Bladen had a 3rd down, and the quarterback mishandled the snap, and now West Columbus had a big situation, 3rd and 10 and the quarterback mishandled the snap. So they got a big decision coming up here. 4th and 10, down by 4 in the 4th quarter with 10 minutes left to play.
Yeah,
This
one's
could
tough.
This could be the play of the game right here.
So let's see.
If West Bladen would hold them here, the momentum would go to West Bladen on stopping them inside the 10 on 1st and goal.
So it's 4th and goal. Your only option here is that ball has to go to the end zone, one way or the other. Axelberg drops back to pass.
He's got him. He's got him.
Yep, there it is, Brommel. Brommel's got nobody in front of him. Touchdown.
Touchdown West Columbus on a throwback screen.
13-yard touchdown pass from Axelberg to Brommel, and West Columbus takes the lead for the first time tonight, 26-24.
That was a good call.
That was a good call.
Bromel came out of the backfield, went into the flats on the right. Axelberg rolled out to the left and turned and threw back across field to him, and that was a great call and great execution for West Columbus' football team.
Tanner Daniels comes out to make this a 3-point lead. As he gets set, here comes a man to the West trying to get one more there to the line. Gets Davis in and gets him set. The ball's down. Daniels has it up. Line drive and through. And it is good. 10 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in this 4th quarter. West Columbus, for the first time tonight, has taken the lead and have a 27-24 lead over the visiting West Bladen team. So
West Columbus has been pretty strong the second half defensively, so maybe they can continue their stops here and try to get a 3 down and out and maybe secure this win. But tell you, West Bladen's been pretty tough on the running ground too. So you.
So once again, we see 22. Lennon set over on his own 16.
Okay, West Columbus is discussing. I imagine they're discussing whether to kick it deep or kick it short. And the look they've had better results from kicking it short than they had deep. So we'll see how Tanner kicks this one when he comes out. He's getting the ball now to place it on the tee. So it's going to be interesting to see if he gives West Bladen a chance to return it or if he's going to go short with it.
And Coach Little may, but I'm telling you, I'm not kicking to Lennon.
He's got it set up to tee it up. Looks like he's going to kick it short.
So he's talking, Tanner giving last-minute instructions before he sends the ball in the air. Looks to the right, looks to the left, kicks the ball, and that's going to Lennon on the 15-yard line. Here comes Lennon to the middle. He's all the way to the 30. Missed tackle there. Lennon cuts direction. He's going back, being pursued, but he's loose. He's up to the 40. Aries to the 50, all the way to the 40. Davis is the last chance, and Davis pushes him out at the 30. And maybe that one's coming. That one may be coming back. We got a couple flags down, but that one did make it all the way up to the West Columbus 42 before he was pushed out of bounds. But
let's see what the two flags do, where they place the ball. It's interesting. I believe they got a block in the back maybe on one and a late hit on the other one.
We've got a West Columbus player down. Did not see that one developing. Not sure who that is either.
I thought it was
It's coming back.
So we're waiting to West trainers working with a man. I believe he's down at the 38-yard line, and that's where the flag is laying. So he may have been involved in that penalty.
West Columbus elected to kick it deep again, and it almost come back to hurt them again.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gun shy. I just couldn't let 22 touch the ball anymore tonight.
Not as explosive as he's been on special teams tonight, but somehow he got his hands on it, and he ran to the right side of the field, and he turned around, ran back to the left side of the field. That's another one of them plays where I told you a while ago, he ran 70 yards and picked up 30.
And I really thought that one was going to backfire, but it didn't. He got away from him. He broke several tackles on that one. So we're waiting to see.
Had a clipping call.
So that one was clipping against West Bladen, and they've set the ball down on the personal foul. Okay, so
they've marked off one penalty. I don't know if they've marked off the other penalty for personal foul yet or not. They're still discussing it.
We still got a player down for West. They've got him sitting up, so there's a good sign. Hopefully nothing major, nothing serious.
You're right.
So we're waiting to still straighten this out as both teams are huddled on the sideline getting offensive and defensive plays set for this series here. And
still got a long time to play. 9
do.
minutes and 50 seconds is a long time in a high school football game. A lot of things can happen.
And a field goal separates us. And both teams have good kickers. So West Columbus is up, walking off the field. And looks like that might have been number 30, Raekwon Edie. But he walks off on his own power. That's always a good thing to see. So it looks like they're going to start.
If Edie's going out, he's been one of their better defensive linemen down on the front four. So I don't know who's substituting for him right now, but he's got some big shoes to fill. He's played a good game tonight.
Definitely right there. So West Bladen starts on their own 45-yard line. Going to hand off to number 4 as he sweeps to the right, and he turns to the 50, cuts back to the 45, down at the 39-yard line. Big 16-yard run.
Be a first down for West Bladen on the first play.
So that's a big play by West Bladen there as they have the ball into West Columbus territory all the way down to the West Columbus 40. Be first and 10 with 9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. West Columbus has a 3-point lead, 27-24 over West Bladen.
West Bladen's going back to the concept of the jet sweep of getting outside like they did in the first quarter. They had some success for that.
Lewis sends 22 in motion.
There he
hands
is
it to
again.
22.
Oh, good play. Good defensive play.
That's going to fall for a 2 to 3 yard loss and bring up second down and 13. And Lennon is not quick to get up. But he is making his way to his feet. Hopefully just a cramp or walking. But coming over to the sideline, he's going to catch a little bit of a break. So Whiteville comes through with a win tonight. If you have been following that, 17-8 over East Bladen. And here we're at 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. West Columbus leading West Bladen by a score of 27-24. West Bladen has the ball for 2nd and 12 on the West 43. Colby rolls out for a pass, hits 24. 24's up to the 30 and drug out of bounds at the 25-yard line for a first down, actually at the 26. 25. So first and 10.
Nice little pass in the flats to the wing back. Come out of the backfield, went to flats. They run a deep receiver deep to take the secondary with him, and West Columbus was having trouble covering the flats. And he found him open in the flats for a big gain. So
New set of downs for West Bladen with 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, trailing West Columbus by 3, but they have the ball on the 25-yard line of West. Lewis looks over the defense, sends 25 in motion, Comes back a reverse to 4, and West is not having that one. 5-yard loss as West penetrates and brings it down, and now a flag is thrown. So
I believe it's going to be a one of the players from West Bladen. He got kind of aggravated with the play and took his helmet off, and that's something you don't do. You don't take your helmet off while you're out on the field, so that's a big, well, it's just a 5-yard penalty, but.
So that takes it back. So we're looking at a 5-yard loss plus a 5-yard penalty on top of it. 10-yard total loss on that play.
Start the clock.
We're looking at second down and 21 if I'm got this math done right.
And that's close.
So second and 21. 22 in motion. Handoff. 222. Sweeps. Gets past Edie on that one.
No.
And he's going to get past and go. But Edie.
Oh, all the way.
I have to wait and see. I think Edie come back and made the tackle. Maybe not. Might have been Evans. No, Edie's over there. I think Edie missed the first one, got back up and caught him. But not before he could get back quite a few of those yards.
There's a jet sweep to the left side, picked up 21-plus yards to give West Bladen a first down.
Ball was on the 11.
They can get a first down from in here. They got about a yard to go for that. So they can get another first down if they need it, but West Bladen's rolling offensively right now.
Lewis sends motion man, hands off 2, but not this time. Vaught is caught for a 4-yard loss as the ball is tackled on the 15-yard line, and that'll bring up second down and 14.
When you run that jet sweep motion, you try to pull some interior linemen, and you expect the other lineman to kind of block down and help you out when you pull somebody. And on that particular play, West Bladen pulled their left guard, and nobody fielded for him, so it left a hole for Edie to come through again.
So just under 7 minutes and 15 seconds. West Bladen in a second down on their own 15, and that was close to being knocked out. But four's loose. He's all the way to the 10, and he's brought down at the 4.
Okay.
Big gain on the play there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 3 with just under 7 minutes left.
And remember now, West Bladen can get another first down if they get inside the 1. So
they've spotted it on the 4. This brings up 3rd down and 3. You're right. First, you get the ball close to the 1, you can get it 4 more down. So big play brewing right here with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left and a field goal separating as West Columbus holds on to a 3-point lead. West Bladen's knocking on the door. Handoff up the middle. Number 2 is in for the score. Vaught for 6. And the lead will change back to West Bladen. Right now, 30-27. West Bladen goes back on top. There's 6 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. We are waiting to see if the extra point will be good to make it a 4-point lead.
that was a good drive for West Bladen. They had a nice pass out in the flats to pick up 15 yards, and they had a jet sweep run to pick up 20 yards, and that was a nice controlled drive for West Bladen to go down and drive and take the score and lead.
They got the snap down, almost not, but it is, and it's through, and it is now a 31-27 West Bladen lead with 6 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in this 4th quarter. There's a lot of interesting things, Coach, went place on that one.
Yeah, big series coming up here for West Columbus. 6 minutes left. You would think you'd have enough time to drive and go down, but you don't want to get into a punting situation where you have to give West Bladen the ball back with about 3 minutes to go in the game. So there's going to be some critical play calling and some hard-nosed playing right here to finish this one out, because this could possibly be West Columbus's last possession if they don't get something out of it.
So 14 is looking over, getting the last-minute directions from the coach to see where to place the ball. West Columbus hoping for a big run back. We've got Evans back. We've got Davis back. And we've got Bromell back. Davis being the far back man. West Bladen looks over, scans both sides, looks to the coach, sends them, and a line drive kick to Evans there on the 8-yard line, and Evans turns it up. We've got a flag down as he gets to the back up to the. He's still on his feet. He's at the 25, still going, and he'll be drugged down at the 22. But there's a flag down at the, or he's down at the 27, but the flag's down at the 23. So we'll wait and see.
I know the kids try to put a lot of effort in it, but when you see a kid run the ball up to the 30-yard line and the reverse field and then lose 7 yards going back the other way, you kind of have to think, son, we'd rather have it on the 30 than we had the 22, but we're going to also have a penalty, and it's against West Columbus.
So there goes 10 more back from the 23. And they'll start on their own 13-yard line with 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 2 seconds here in the fourth quarter. They trail West Bladen by a score of 31-27.
A lot of gut checking going on here with 6 minutes to go. You're going to find out. Because like I said, you don't want to get into a 4th down situation. West Bladen just called timeout, so could be a game-winning drive, or if you turn it back over to West Bladen, your time element could be a factor in the game with 6 minutes left. A lot of crucial calls going on here offensively and defensively in this one. It's been a great football game, 27-31. It's been a great game to watch.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed this one. It's been closed. It's been back and forth. Seen some good plays develop, and
beautiful night for football in Sarah Gorda, North Carolina.
But is there a bad night for football?
No. While we're getting a little time out here, back in the early 90s, we played Clinton over here one night, and Bob Lewis was coaching at Clinton. And he showed up, and it was pouring down rain about 6:30. And Bob said, Coach, I know we're not going to play. And that's back when Bob was winning all them state championships. And I said, Bob, we're going to play. And we played that game, and honestly, from the sidelines, you couldn't even see the players on the field. And we lost 7-6.
Wow. The first play, pitch to Bromell. Bromell takes it, sweeps to the right, and he's going to turn the corner, gets past, and pushed out of bounds at about the 30, right at the 30. Big first down run by Bromell, 17-yard play, takes the ball to the West Columbus 30 and brings up a new set of downs. So that's what you need to see, Coach.
Got out of bounds, stopped the clock, good run, good hard-nosed run to the home sidelines.
And actually to the 31, so make that an 18-yard gain, and we'll see what West does with this first down play. So clock's running, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. We're in the fourth quarter, 31-27. West Bladen leads. West Columbus has the ball on their own 31-yard line. Waiting the play. Players are set. The ball is snapped, handed off to – did that ball just pop loose? Bowie had it. The ball left, and West Bladen saying they have it.
Let's see what happens.
So we'll see the official.
West Bladen.
West Bladen has recovered the fumble, and West Columbus has a man down. That's a big turn of events there for both teams. 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Looked like there was a missed handoff between the quarterback and the running back, and the running back never got his hands on it. And very unfortunate play for West Columbus to have with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, down by 4, and kind of gives West Bladen the momentum and the excitement again here. So,
yes, so
West Columbus has just got to hold their head up and play for 3 downs and out here.
Have to wait and see. So West still has a guy down as the coaches and trainers attend to him. West Bladen will take over on the West Columbus 31 with a 1st and 10. They hold a 4-point lead, 31-27, and there's only 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter.
What do you say?
I don't know. I didn't see him.
So we will have a little bit of a break here and get the teams back out as they attend to, not sure who is down for West Columbus, but they are working with them.
They Wyvern won their game tonight. That's as you know, Luke Little is Mark's son, so they'll meet each other later on in the season as a father-son game, and that ought to be an interesting matchup. But East Bladen had a barn burner last week at Fairmont. It was 58-56. I couldn't believe the score. I didn't attend the game, but when I seen the score Friday night, I was wondering how many three-pointers were shot in the game, because that sounded like a basketball score instead of a football game. And
that one was a blow or a shootout, as you'd say. And number 70, Gary Snowden, was the one that was down, but he's up, walks off, and hopefully things are good.
West Columbus has got to tighten up here. They need the ball back, and they don't need to let much time run off the clock before they can get possession of it again. So, and I'm sure West Bladen's trying to pick up a first down each time and run the clock. We'll see what happens.
Hand off to number 2, and he will be dropped for a 2-yard loss. So good defensive stand, good tackle there by
Adrian Bowie.
So that's the way to start it off, 2-yard loss. And 2nd and 12, ball's on the 32-yard line with just under 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. West Bladen 31, West Columbus 27.
Bowie blitzed from his linebacker position and was right in the backfield as soon as the handoff was made. So that's a good play on his part from his linebacker position.
That one would be up the middle to 24, and right there. Met for a 2-yard gain, but good defensive wrap up there by West Columbus, and we're looking at a 3rd and 10 with just under right at 4.5 minutes left. So West Columbus they've come to fight. We'll see how 3rd down plays out. And
you know, in the coaching profession on this thing, you get to look, and a lot of times coaches will try to manage the clock in the field and sometimes not run what's best for them, because they're trying to get a first down to run the clock. And but West Bladen has been playing hard. They run the fullback dive and the jet sweep, and they're coming up on 3rd down now. There's a toss sweep to him. Got a flag.
Let's see what we got here. It was 3rd and 10. West Bladen had the ball on the West Columbus 30. Holding on to a 4-point lead with just under 4 minutes. Waiting to see what the penalty is here. So
illegal procedure against West Bladen. Back them up 5 yards.
That takes the ball to the 35 and brings up 3rd and 15 with 3 minutes and 53 seconds here. West Bladen holds on to a 4-point lead over West Columbus.
Time's ticking down, 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and
this is a
West Bladen's trying to use all of the 25-second clock that they can to get the clock down, and this could be a big play here, 3rd down.
Got to assume West is going to bring everything they got to keep the down markers from changing. It drops back. It's going to be a pass, and that one's going to be intercepted by Anthony Davis at the 11-yard line on a 3rd and 15. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. West Columbus intercepts on the 11 and will have another shot to try to take it downfield and see if they can cut into this lead of West Bladen.
Let's see. The ball's on the what?
Looks like the 11. If that's where that official's standing in the right place.
Yep.
89 yards separates West from the end zone.
3 minutes and 22 seconds left. See if Coach Little's got some tricks in his bag over there.
So this is, if you have joined us just recently, this is 89.9 FM WZCO Chadburn, and we are bringing to you the West Columbus West Bladen game here in Cerro Gordo, North Carolina. We're in the fourth quarter. It's 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. West Bladen holds on to a 31-27 lead. West Columbus has the ball on their own 11. Agnesberg takes the snap. It's going to drop back and pass. Little pass out to Bromell, and Bromel's on the go. Cuts to the middle, brings it back up. He's at the 30, and the ball's loose.
No.
And I believe West Bladen fell on that.
Picked up 15 yards. Going to have the first down, picked up 15 yards, and fumbled the ball in open field.
And I believe we're going to have a change of possession on the 30-yard line again.
Well, the Vikings has got their back to the wall now.
This is tough.
3 minutes and 11 seconds left to play in the game, and West Bladen's taking over on West Columbus's 29-yard line, it looks like. So time element's going to be a big factor here. They're going to have a fumble or an interception before they can get possession of it again. But Bromell made a great run. It was a screen pass to the right side, back off of him. Same play they'd run earlier for a big gain, and he just got out in open field and got it knocked out of his hands, and West Bladen fell on it for the recovery. So, like we said, 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Time's going to be the factor in this one. If West Bladen can possibly get one more first down, they have a chance to run it out.
3 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The score is 31-27. West Bladen's got a 4-point lead over West Columbus. They have the ball on West Columbus's 30-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Hand off the middle to 24. He's up straight up the middle, and he will be brought down on the 5-yard line, 6-yard line, 24-yard gain by number 24 for, we don't have a name, but of West Bladen. That's a big run. And that'll be a new set of downs with 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
A typical situation there. Let your head drop. You just had a possession and you had a turnover, and it's so easy for those kids just to drop their head, and I believe that's what happened to West Columbus there. They just kind of dropped their head for a second, but they come back with a good defensive play on first down there.
Yeah, so that's on 24 for a 1-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and goal. West Bladen has the ball on the West Columbus 5 with 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. West Columbus trails West Bladen by 4, 31-27. Need a big – West has got to create a turnover.
They sending in the big offensive linemen. Like the old Redskins used to say, they sending in the hogs. They have made several changes on the offensive linemen. They have got some beef up front, so it looks like they're going to be satisfied with just grinding it out through the middle here. And
that one goes – that one's going to – number 4, Trevor Lassane, but that will be no gain on the play, and we'll be looking at 3rd and goal. Ball still on the 5-yard line of West Columbus, and it's still a 4-point lead, 31-27.
Time's ticking. 1 minute and 43 seconds left. And West Bladen's using every second they can in between downs. So
definitely managing the 25-second clock efficiently.
Mm-hmm. That's good coaching on that part, is trying to use every second you can. So if you do get it back over, West Columbus won't have much time.
So we're looking at 3rd and goal. The ball snapped, handed off to number 2 up the middle, and touchdown.
Touchdown.
West Bladen, number 2, Malcolm Baught's 6-yard run takes the score to 37-27. West Bladen over West Columbus with just 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Just a good hard-nosed run. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, but his second effort carried him on into the end zone, and that's what you like to see out of kids this early in the season, to give you the extra effort that they need to get in at a crucial time. And that was a good offensive run by West Bladen back.
Snap is down. The ball is – I think they blocked that one. They might have got a hand on that one. The extra point will be no good. So 1 minute and 16 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. The score is 37-27. West Bladen over West Columbus here in Sarah Gordon Viking Stadium. West Columbus will receive the kickoff, but time has just become a big enemy for West Columbus. And we'll see what we get. Been a hard-fought game. They've just then a few things at the end that just didn't go the way you would want if you're on West Columbus's side.
2 fumbles in the fourth quarter with possessions, and has really hurt West Columbus in the fumble situation.
It's just you can't with that time you just can't it's really hard to overcome that. So we'll see what we get here with 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining. Number 14 looks, sends it, and they're going to do an onside kick. Nope, kicks it out of bounds.
Well, gives West Columbus good field position. They're going to take over on their own 46. So, still, like you mentioned a while ago, time's a big factor. 1 minute and 16 seconds left, down by 10. But I've seen crazier things happen.
It's definitely.
It's not over to the fat lady sings, and I ain't heard her sing yet.
So we will see what West Columbus has in store here. Going to need a big run or a big pass, and West Columbus can pull off a big pass. Well, and big runs. We've seen both. So the play is in the huddle. The huddle is breaking. 1 minute and 16 seconds separates us from the end of this game, and Axelberg under center scans that
they ain't got
defense.
enough people.
Looks back, and flags go.
I believe West Columbus was missing a back.
Yeah, I think.
They have but 10 players
Yeah.
on the field. They've done that twice.
They had 10 players on the field when the ball was snapped. So, but the penalty was against West Bladen.
So we got offside, so there's 5 more. So 40, West Columbus, 1 minute and 14, has the ball on the West Bladen 49. 10 points down. Needs a big play here to keep this one alive. So Axelberg.
West Bladen's in prevent defense. Secondary's 10, 12 yards deep.
Going to pass, looks one way, and it's connected. Number 15, and it's good for 12. So that was Marquis Short. Gets the ball down to the 39-yard line. So 1 minute and 6 seconds. West Columbus is getting there.
I need to get a play in quick. It's winding the clock here. And wind the clock. Start the clock. Okay. I'm sorry.
Let me run the clock, man. Y'all watch the ball.
All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. West Columbus going to drop back to pass. Axelberg goes to his right. Got a man coming, and that one's going to go out of bounds.
Incomplete.
But flag is on there. So we're going to go see what this one is with 49.8 seconds left. Flag is down.
Some fan over here from West Bladen. So I ain't had a fight in a while.
So let's see here what we got.
Well, we got an incomplete pass that stops the clock. Let's see if they call pass interference. I ain't seen a signal from the official yet. They're still talking.
They're going to put time back on the clock.
Oh.
We can't do that now. Okay.
Well, we're still waiting to see.
Defensive pass interference on West Bladen. So,
Oh, man.
So here goes the.
A little too late.
That's going to take the ball up to. Should be the 23-yard line for West Columbus.
yep.
Be a 1st and 10. There's only 49.8 seconds left. West down by 10, but has the ball on West Bladen's 23. So.
Ball starts on the snap. Here we go.
Here, Axelberg's going to drop back. And that
I
one
got
gets,
another flag.
This might be a long 49 seconds.
I need to backtrack on my thoughts about running the football, getting out here early. It's after 10 o'clock, and I ain't seen but about 6 passes all night long. But the officials have helped us a little bit tonight in time element for throwing all those yellow flags. And
well, we're back to the 28. It is now 1st and 15.
maybe the Waffle House will still be open. Get some breakfast at the Waffle House.
So West is ready with 46.1 seconds left. Axelberg up under center. The snap is, and he's dropped back. goes. He's going to throw deep down the middle, and that one's going to be intercepted in a big hit by Bromell as he buries the number 2, Lennon, at the 10-yard line. But that one should about end this one. 38.3 seconds, 37-27. West Bladen has the lead, and they will probably kneel it and run out the clock on.
Yeah, that was a desperation throw. He underthrew him again, and that was just a desperation trying to get one in quick, and a lot of times that happens. And
yeah, if that had had just a little more on it, could have had an interesting play on that one. But Bromell put a big hit on Lennon.
West Columbus played a hard game tonight. They had the lead there for a while and just couldn't hold on to it. And then a couple of fumbles hurt them in the fourth quarter that kind of knocked them out of regaining the lead. And some early season mistakes.
Yeah, turnovers are big, but turnovers in the fourth quarter are huge. Snap and kneel, and they're going to run this one out. So we're down under 30 seconds, and it's a technicality now to end this one as we wait for the clock to run itself out. But we saw a very good game tonight, and two teams that were evenly matched, and came down to the fourth quarter before we really saw just a couple minutes ago, really, before we saw how this one was going to turn out. Under 10.
Yep. Don't even have to snap the ball. The time's going to run.
And there we go. 2, 1.
Wait a minute.
And,
what we got here? We got officials. I don't have no idea. The officials will signal to stop the clock with 3 seconds to go, and I don't understand what's going on the field, but the way it's been, they get ready to throw another flag, probably one more before we go home. He's going to make him take one more snap. With 3 seconds on the clock, he's going to make him take a snap. But 37-27, West Columbus fought hard, and congratulations to West Bladen for their second victory in the same week. If you notice, they played South Robinson, and they won Monday night, and they've come and beat West Columbus on Friday night. So Coach Russell Dove is a first-year coach. This is his first year being a head football coach, and he's picked up 2 wins in the first week.
So you got a happy school there. West Columbus is going to have to wait a few more weeks to break that losing streak at home, but when they come back in a few weeks, hopefully that'll happen. And we truly appreciate you, Coach Williamson, coming out and spending some time with us, because there's probably 100 other places you could have went and watched football tonight, but we're glad you chose Columbus County and Sarah Gorda and come and joined us.
Well, I enjoyed it. I really did, and I appreciate you asking me and appreciate you having me out, and maybe we can do this again sometime later in the season.
I sure hope so, and this one's in the record books with a 37-27 win for West Bladen. They go to 2-0. West Columbus goes to 0-2, and we will wait on week 3. So we are going to wrap this one up. We appreciate you joining us here at 89.9 FM. WZCO in Chadburn, and we will be at East Columbus next week as the Gators play their first home game and take on North Brunswick, and should be interesting.
I certainly enjoyed it, and thank you again.
So we are signing off here, and we will see you at 7:25 next Friday night. Have a good evening.